Well, howdy doody. It's us back at it again with the Not Great podcast. I don't know what episode this is at this point. I didn't check, and I probably should have beforehand. Just you probably know. But season two has been out for about a month now, I want to say. I think it's actually exactly a month. I think it came out on 6/7 and it's 7/7. Maybe it was 6/2 and now it's 7/7. But we have been playing, and now it's time to talk about all the new stuff, changes, meta, yada yada yada. Vault Breaker, which is coming out in about 2 weeks, I want to say 2.5 weeks. So we got a lot to talk about. Not a lot of time because I meant to start half an hour ago, but I started the conversation that took way longer than it probably uh, uh, would have if we waited until later. But Justin, do you want to say hi to everybody? You're muted.
Hello, hello, you beautiful people. I am back and I'm happy to be back, of course. Again, as I was saying, another episode of Ep.8, okay, of the Not Great podcast. See, I'm prepared,
See, I knew
okay?
you'd know.
I'm that prepared man, okay? But we're excited to get back. Again, new season, 6, 7, memes
Six
all around.
seven, 6 7.
Uh, it's been it's been a blast, man. There's a lot of goods and a lot of bads that definitely you know we're ready to
Have
kind
a
of like
talk,
dive into.
a
Yeah,
little
have a
chat.
talk. Per usual, we did our own sort of podcast before this, and I say that in a way because like we just always catch up before these freaking episodes, and it's always great, of course, and it's normally we're talking 3 hours before we start the podcast, so.
Yeah, yeah, it do happen like that.
But we are, all prepped and ready for you guys to just talk about some freaking interesting things, right? Like, obviously, all things new, new season, right? One of the things that we've spent a lot of time, and I think I've spent so far even more time this season than what I did last season on this particular game, and I've been, like I said, a lot of good and a lot of bad. I don't want to spoil too much, but. I have been enjoying my time. I will say that as a whole, I am I'm level 84
It
now.
adds a hole. There's just holes in this game.
Yeah. Yes, there's
There's
holes now.
there's holes now.
Um, but yeah, I am level 84 in this game, so that's kind of crazy. I'm really popping high with the cradle. I have like three fully leveled up sections of the cradle. I also have like I'm almost filled up with the final one too. I have at least like a Cyber Acme. I VIP or almost VIP'd that.
Almost.
I
Okay.
VIP'd. Who else did I VIP? Oh, I VIP'd Sekaguchi this time. Got to go through that whole mission finally as well. So that was like a lot of fun. I've been working on Mida and Traxxas. Those are close to being VIP'd as well as Nukel. Like almost everything's VIP. Like
Right,
they're all
right.
like
I mean, they got so
27.
much bonus rep this season. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, yes.
so I'm level 62 because I missed like the first 2 weeks of the season. I played the first like day, not counting the day that
Yeah.
didn't work. The first real day I played. And then I had a lot of family stuff that was that time, like my mom's birthday and stuff was all at the same time. So missed the first 2 weeks, missed like all the great Cradle XP farming and whatnot that was happening, right? Good times. But my Cradle is almost max. So I'm at 61 out of 70, whatever. And then my factions are all, I have four that are 20: Syak, Traxxas, Nucal, Sakaguchi. Because I wanted the blue kit that came with the bully and the blue kit from Syak just to have them as options. And then I needed blue shields from Nucal, and then Sakaguchi was like, I bought the bonus rep things, and they don't need a lot of rep to level up apparently. So just level 20 with SecGen. Railgun Life, with that blue kit. And then Mida's like 18, Arachne's like 15, maybe, something like that. And Traxxas is like 22, like I said. Nothing VIP yet. I'm not really pushing for VIP. I know there's some good upgrades. I don't know what it costs to do the VIP upgrades. I'm assuming that's when purple and golds start being a factor. But I don't know like if there's anything worth rushing VIP ranks to unlock or not. So I haven't done it.
Yeah. Yeah, I not a well, I mean, I would say not a ton. Like there are some perks. Like I haven't really had too much time to actually even like level up the factions as opposed to like
Hmm.
with the resources and all this sorts of stuff. And there's a reason for that that we'll probably get into
Hmm.
with the season of like how it's kind of, my resource collection this season has been definitely massively affected in a way by some of the decisions that they made this season.
Yeah.
Um, but I will say that, I'm sure that there definitely are some sort of VIP ranks that upgrades that are definitely worth it.
Hmm.
I enjoy the cradle system. I think we could probably hop into that and what our thoughts are and how it feels. Ultimately, like I have loved it, right? I think like it's getting closer to what we were hoping for and what we originally wanted from their original vision of
Hmm.
this idea of like our character feels like our own and not like these borrowed type of characters, right? And having that ability to have this access to where I choose what my strengths are. Like if I this season I immediately put everything into strength for the knife,
Same.
right? And then immediately after that, I went into, I
Agility
believe
or
it was
dexterity.
it was the abilities actually, getting my
Mm-hmm.
abilities faster because with the newer character Sentinel, when I play Recon, I want to also be like super cracked, like all my stuff's coming back really quick.
Yeah.
And so like it allowed me to play how I wanted. I have a friend that's like literally going section by section, like 1 point here, 1 point here, 1 point here. And it allows us that freedom now where I feel like I can play this character and level them up as fast as I want or as slow as I want. And, like again, you're higher than me and I've been playing longer than you in the Cradle system.
Yeah, but I did
But
dump all my mass into it at one point. I dumped my entire vault into
yeah,
Cradle a
and
couple
that's
times because why not? It just
That's the beauty of it, right? Like that's what I'm saying. It's like it allows us that option to choose how we level and what we focus on. And I think that was cool, right? Like now we can focus on factions and it's not the only thing we have to focus on. Now we could do Cradle and now we have that sort of option of where we want to go with our own supposed narrative, right?
mhm.
Of our character and how we get stronger and how we play better, right? And so I really have been just enjoying that cradle system. I don't know what your sort of take on it is, more or less.
I have a pretty interesting and nuanced take, I think, which is that I don't find it particularly compelling or or driving, I would say. I feel like at the start of the season, when the mode that everybody was going to play was the sponsored kit mode, because why would you play anything else when you could play the sponsored kit mode and get all the progress and golds and unlocks for free? You're not going to bring anything into the game anyways. So every single thing that I picked out went into the cradle. So by week 3, and I wasn't even playing like most of that, I was like 3.5 bars full of stuff, right? But it kind of feels like a no-brainer to dump mats into the cradle system first because the upgrades you get early on from the vendors are like a lot worse than some of the perks you get. Like everybody queued up this season, people were like, "Man, then I forgot how bad the knife is without strength upgrades." So everybody went in and just dumped everything into strength, like most people, right? Like it was a very big thing of well, just rush strength, and also, oh, where's our heat? Got to dump into heat. Um, and so the early game kind of just went from instead of rushing vendors and buying the upgrades to get the stats that you get from upgrading the vendors, it was don't upgrade the vendors, rush the cradle to get the stats that we rushed last season, and then we're in the same place with stats way earlier, and you're doing the vendors later, and it it's okay. Like I have I have worse stats now than I did last season because the implants give less stats. I feel like compared to last season. I think last season there was like a lot with like 50 or 40, and this season they're more like 30s and 20s for most of the implants. And maybe I'm just using blue implants and not purples, and that's it. But I feel like I haven't seen as many plus 50s or whatever. Um, but you lose out on the perks if you're not getting it from the cradle. So it feels like there's a very obvious dump stat because there's not enough to upgrade everything to 60, which is what we had from the factions last season. You can do all but one stat if you wanted to do it that way. And it feels like this is going to sound a little crazy, all right. But if you're playing in teams, the self repair stat, like that category, has like no real benefits that you probably want in a team match, and you can just take an implant that gives you the stats instead because you don't really need the bonus down but not out time. Whereas
Yeah.
the getting heals, healing yourself and healing your teammates on revive is really strong. And it's
Yeah.
also got the revive speed, which everybody wants, and you want the melee damage, and you want the running speed, and you want the jump height, and you want the stamina, and you want the recharge. And it's like you don't really there's no real point to compromise on any of those when you can just not have bonus down but not out time. In my opinion, I think it's like a no brainer. Um, but alternatively, I guess you could just say whatever stat you want to be a dump stat, you could just take implants for. Um, but last season we could upgrade all our stats to plus 60. And they're gonna add that in the mid-season update. They're gonna let you reset the cradle for plus one max cradle rank, which is like another what 50 hours of grind per stat point to get to the point where we were last season. I feel like it was a cool concept. I liked it in terms of being a long-term progression thing when they announced it, and it very quickly just turned into why don't you sink more time into resetting your stats and doing it again so you can have plus 5 uh self repair speed. And it's like that's not what I want to spend 50 hours doing realistically. I
Yeah.
don't want to spend 50 hours dumping things into the cradle. I like the premise. I would like to see maybe the stats be one part of it, but the system be incorporated. For say maybe when you get to max rank, you get into like a different upgrade tree of different things. That's like really a bunch of XP to grind out. But maybe it's like oh, let's get hypothetical here. Alternate abilities or something like that, right? Like you could, if you wanted to unlock an alternate tactical ability in season 3, if you max out your cradle and you get up to the second track and you dump 5 million points, you can unlock the alternate ability or whatever. And maybe that's the long term grind for the season. That would be cool,
Yeah.
IMO. But just stat points being the long term grind feels weird. Like
Yeah.
I liked that it was going to be well, when I'm playing Cryo Archive for 40 hours a week, I have something to dump money into. I don't need just money. I can dump it into stat points. But there's a cap on it, and it's like, so I'm done. You know, what else do I do now?
Yeah.
Maybe that's just weird. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, there definitely a lot that I agree. You know, like I said, I applaud them sort of giving us that freedom, right?
Yeah,
To sort of level up our character how we want. And I think that's a
and
good,
maybe part of my
you
problem is
know,
that it was PVE mode, so there
yeah,
wasn't. I wasn't making a choice. I
yeah,
was just going, well, there's PVE mode, so I don't need anything else but stat
yeah,
points. So maybe if the season came out and it wasn't that mode, and it was, am I buying
yeah,
guns for PvP or doing the cradle? Maybe I'd be saying something different. Like, but I went
yeah,
in and I was like, look, I'm already 2 weeks behind. I'm not going into PvP. I'm just going to go into the sponsored mode and grind out all my stuff to level 20 and get all my stats up to be on
yeah.
even playing ground.
Yeah, yeah, like I says, I applaud them so far for making that decision and adjusting. And that's where it's like I want to applaud the good that they do. I will
Yeah,
say that.
I think this was
That being
a great
said, it's
base.
a good first step. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
absolutely.
that being said that yes, at the end of the day, it's like for me, I'm like, well, why do I care enough to regrind the cradle when I could just focus factions for the rest of the season
Yeah,
and finish that and just live with the cradle points that I have and I could just adjust what I want when I want.
give
And
us
so
loadouts so we can save stat packages and quick swap, please.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
That would be great, and character customization and a whole lot.
Yeah, and while you're at it, why don't you just like give us the original version of the game? Just bring it
Yeah.
back.
Which definitely I think, we'll definitely save that for a future podcast that I think is going to be pretty cool. We'll get into that in a second. I don't want to get sidetracked too much. I
No,
got
no
to
more
keep it
sidetrack.
on the rails.
We're going fast.
We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it on time. I promise. Um, but moving from the cradle system, right? Like there are the adjustments that need to be done to it. Like I said, it's a great first step for sure. I agree with a lot of your critiques and takes on it. Um, a lot of, I mean, this is what's great about me and Saddle. We do agree on a lot. But so I agree, with your take on that. And, there needs to be those adjustments and there needs to be sort of, again, a little bit more depth for it to sort of make sense or
Mhm.
give me a reason to grind that. And then from there, what else can we grind, right? I
Yeah, but I
would
also
love
agree.
to
Good first
grind
step.
for a second, ability, so to
Yeah.
speak. Recon is a different thing than a tick and something else, right? But, again, first step, baby steps, if that's what we need to take, sure. I mean, I would like to take a little bit more strides, but, right, given the
Yeah, there's
situation
bigger
at
steps.
Bungie,
Oh, we weren't even gonna, that's not
given,
on the list to talk about today.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
gonna skip that one for a little bit.
yeah, given the situations, like, I understand where it's like, okay, they got to take the little bit of the baby, right? Steps, not to steal a baby. That would be crazy. Anyway,
As long as we get big steps later.
yes,
I
yes,
think we need some big steps. I think we need some big swings
most definitely.
in later seasons like
Yeah,
at the latest season 5, but like season
yeah,
4, even season 3, we kind of got to see some big stuff, I think. But
most
we'll
definitely.
get there. We'll get there.
But now let's get into they with the
Do you
cradle they added. Oh, go ahead.
do you wonder like a really brief give a rating of this season on your opinion out of 10? How where do you put the season and how are you feeling compared to last season so far?
That's a tough one. Okay, so I do feel like this season is an improvement with in terms of like I love the addition of the character, the map, right,
Yeah,
cradle system.
mechanics
Those
are
are all
great, map is
positive.
great.
And we will get into this later, so I don't want to get too in depth. But
Yeah, yeah.
then there are its negatives, though, like that kind of push the experience a little bit. I will say I would give it a good 7, 8. It
Yeah.
was it was a pretty cool season so far. Was it better than last season? Last season, I think the hype of it and everything was just so exciting.
We also last season had the progression from gray to green to blue to purples.
Yeah,
The
in
progression this
terms of
season's not there.
yeah, in terms of like game playing and actual extraction grind, last season for sure. In
Yeah.
terms of like cool new added additions to it, this season is dope. And that's why I
Yeah,
think like I
I
would
think
feel
I'd agree.
comfortable with like a 7, 7.5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like close to an 8.
It's I'd give it a 7 to 8 as well. And the I would say it's a 7 to 8 in gameplay where last season might have been a 7 to 8 in progression. I think the maps feel a lot more alive this season. Now that we kept a lot of the changes that were from the end of last season, right? I feel
Yeah.
like I'm seeing a boss or an event or something every game. Something's
Yeah.
happening all the time. And then Perimeter's got those crashed ships. All the maps have the new random commander wave thing that spawns pretty consistently. Like the purple bot that spawns 2 more purple bots and then another purple bot or something. Like secure resources plus plus plus. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, and then obviously Night Marsh has a lot of new gameplay to it. So I think not counting Cryo because I haven't played Cryo this season. I'm not planning on playing Cryo this season unless I am legally obligated to. Um, I think the rest of the maps feel a lot more varied and interesting to play. But obviously the economy is a totally different thing this season. So I think
Yeah.
the rating would be the same, but progressions move backwards a little bit, but gameplays move forward. That's my
Yeah.
general
Yeah.
consensus.
I think last season I'd give like an 8, right? Like, and
Well,
again, this
in
is
part that's
also
because it was a great
considering,
experience for
yeah, it was a
season
new
one.
experience, and given with what we got, and everybody's expectations in terms of this thing was going to be this utter failure instantly.
Yeah.
It definitely was an 8, and I agree that I mean when it first right dropped, it had however many like 20 plus thousands of views
Yeah.
or reviews, and it was sitting at an 83, and then we got review bomb, but it was sitting at a solid 80, right, like all the way
Hmm.
around, and everything on Xbox is still like a solid, within the 80%, and so it's
Yeah.
like, and even
I
PlayStation, so it's like it's a good thing, like it was good first season, you
I
know
did kind of expect them to come swinging season two, and they didn't really do that with
yeah,
season two patch. Like I kind of expected, like they're gonna change how every weapon is balanced. All the things are gonna get retouched. We're gonna look at all the
yeah,
runners and tweak cooldowns. We're gonna tweak exact mechanics, and we're gonna tweak stat breakpoints and all that stuff. And they didn't really do any of that granular stuff
yeah,
I expected to see in a season two. They kind of, I swear, like they buffed recon a little bit, and recon got worse. Like like we improved the tracking on the drone, and I've thrown the drone at people in the open, and it's like gone the opposite direction.
no, it
So I
it
think they
feels
broke it.
way worse than
Yeah,
this
they're
season.
like we fixed it. I'm like, no, you didn't.
Last season it
And
felt better.
and that's it. That's like they didn't do a whole big swing patch this season, which I
Yeah,
was really hoping for. So maybe season three that was like a letdown for me. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, I think
yeah,
overall it feels a little bit worse than season one.
yeah,
It feels like a continuation of season one. It's probably like the biggest thing,
yeah,
and part of that's the broken launch and economy. Like
yeah,
here you go, sorry. The rank kits, like the rank up kits
yeah,
from last season,
yeah,
whoever thought of that, they gotta get out of the kitchen. That was
yeah.
that was rough.
I, which is,
Maybe we should talk about the economy.
yeah,
We
yeah.
can jump into that.
There's gonna be a lot, right?
Yeah,
That so I want to keep us on track a little
yeah,
bit,
yeah, yeah.
right? We're gonna reverse a little bit back. So all around we give like about a 7.5, okay, for this season. It was good,
Solid
but it
season.
wasn't the best. They could do better, but it's stepping into a right direction, but
Hmm.
there's
Hmm.
needs still improvement. But getting to the map, I want to talk about this new edition, right? We got a new character
Yep.
and we have a new map. Now, I will come out the gate and say I love well, not necessarily a new map, but a night version of the map. I didn't
Basically
know
new
how it could
map.
approach, right? We talked about our own theories, what we wanted, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Flashlights and how the flashlight would work, and our hopes for like scopes and all this stuff, and it came out the
It,
gate beautifully.
they came out swinging with Narsh. Narsh was
Yeah.
swinging. I
Oh
will give
my
it
God.
that. I think it might be my favorite map. I think out of all of them,
It like made me fall in love with Dire Marsh,
it's
like completely.
such it's a such unique and fun experience. And it's
Yeah.
a if you watch people do the comparisons of like night in Darsh versus night in other games. A lot of other games they have the brightness down, but turning the brightness up helps it. And there are places where if you're in the open, that still works in Marathon, but in a lot of the buildings, you turn your brightness up and nothing happens because there's literally no light, and
Yeah.
it's a different kind of experience. It's really
Yeah.
cool coming from
It's
other games.
gorgeous. Like it has you playing, right? Like it's added this idea of like such a new play style when you hop into night, you can actually play it stealth, right? Like
Yes.
listen, when you're throwing out that drone as a triage and let's say you're hurt, you're a Christmas tree, brother,
Oh my
because
god,
that
it's
thing puts
so
a
bright.
spotlight on you.
That
It
thing is
literally
bright.
puts a spotlight on
Thief
you.
visor makes her eyes glow
Oh
really
my
bright.
gosh, yeah.
That was crazy the first time I saw that. I
If
was like,
you're
that's cool.
sniping, they're gonna see you a mile away with that bright scope just staring down at
Yeah.
me.
No,
If you
lighting
take
is
a
such a
cardio
good
kick,
mechanic.
you know what I
Cardio,
mean?
yeah,
It,
cardio,
it,
energy amp.
it like it so it really pushed how you play those particular and this is what I want and this is what I love about additions to video games when it turned in terms of like they're like, yeah, we need a new map and we got to do this. It's like literally just take it from day to night, and in that like perspective, like everything changes, the way
And maybe
people
let us
play.
queue it at any time instead of putting it on a timer. But Sorry.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. This goes into what we don't like. But in terms of what we like, it changes like how that game plays like
Mhm.
entirely, and it plays so beautifully. Like I love stealth games. So the fact that like now I can have that fantasy where I'm living in this sort of stealth and I'm getting away from players, and
Which you
you're
can't do in day. There's
yeah,
nowhere to hide or run in day for
no,
the most part.
no,
So in the
and
night, it's like
yeah.
it's like getting bushwookied in another extraction shooter. Like you're playing
And
Tarkov
it has
Arc.
it has you playing certain fights completely differently. You're not just taking the third fights. You're taking your time when you're entering in any fight that you get in.
And I think it's
Because
important
again,
we talk about like the
yeah,
way like things that you work with light because there are
yeah,
places that are like totally pitch black, right? Some of
mhm,
the outdoors, like in between the zones, has moonlight.
yeah,
But like I said, you can hide in bushes as long as you don't have an effect going on that lights you up. You can hide in the bushes and in the darkness pretty well. The
hmm,
main areas have their own lights usually, and you can tell where those are. And it's like being in the light anywhere else. Everybody has flashlights, which are toggleable on and off, which is great. You do light up when you have your flashlight on, so other players can see you, which is great. I think we talked about wanting a battery, like a rechargeable battery on the flashlight. They didn't do that, which is fine. I get it. Still would have been cool if there was like a limited resource before it recharged. But I don't feel
yeah,
like there's a lot. I don't feel like there's enough darkness for that to be a necessity.
hmm.
Um, but flares are
Oh
throwable
yeah,
and multicolor, blue, green, red.
no,
Um,
it's a cool, little
I,
cool
I
detail.
I haven't really kept them because they
Yeah,
have some decent XP on the cradle, and I can just bring a regular grenade. I don't feel like it's that dark that I need it, but
light
they're
grenade,
cool. LiDAR grenade, vector grenade is awesome. Um,
gorgeous.
the dark
Vector
sight
round,
scopes are really cool. I haven't played with
yeah,
them enough to like making a definitive opinion on if I like fighting people with them because they are like old COD scopes where like they take up the whole screen instead of being
I
in
like
world.
it.
It's
I can
interesting.
give a definitive. I
You
love
like
it,
them?
especially with the hardline. And I mean, listen, it doesn't give you the full range of like I'm seeing from a distance and it's giving me the lidar, like
Yeah.
right, like highlighting everything. But it is good for that peripheral when you're sort of in your fight and I'm shooting with a hard line, right? This DMR.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing these characters sort of like, in my peripheral, and I'm like, okay, now I'm going to shift to here, right? And now I'm taking that fight there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, or I use it with the bully, and oh my gosh, I love it with a bully and a
Really?
suppressor. It's so much fun because also the gun's not in your way with the bully. Like
It's a
with the
totally
hardline,
different
you'll see the
perspective.
barrel.
Right.
Yeah, and with the bully, you're just not even seeing. It's just literally a dot. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
And
yeah.
you're just aiming at these guys, and it really allows you that confidence too when you're sort of pushing in with these scopes. I've even used it in cryo, and it felt
Yeah,
like
in day.
really,
I've
yeah,
heard people have some people love them and use them in day raids, and some people
yeah.
hate them and they're like, I don't like this. I don't
No,
give
I
it to me.
I love
So
them.
I don't know.
It's gorgeous, and the vector rounds also are something that is super powerful
Which
for both
are in
DMR and the
magazines.
battle pistol.
I,
Yeah,
I like it with any suppressed gun, like suppressed pistols. I think it's really good for,
yeah,
because no people get freaked out when it lands next to them.
yeah,
Um, I think it's interesting that it's tied to the magazine. Like some magazines just have that as an intrinsic. I think they
yeah,
added it on to like specific types. So like whenever I see a precision magazine that's like the speed mag, it's got the vector rounds. So I
yeah,
don't know if it's speed mag for every gun or if it's one type of magazine per gun has vector rounds above
yeah.
a certain rarity, or if it just rolls like it's like a one of the favorite of statuses or something like that. I'm not entirely sure how it's generated, but I like seeing it. It gives me a little brain tingle when I see it, even when I'm not playing Night Map. I'm like, ooh, vector rounds, all right.
Yeah.
Um,
So
so
how they're triggered is like you just ADS for a
well,
while, and then it'll highlight your gun
I
and
know how it works. I mean,
oh, okay,
I don't
okay.
know what this mechanism for it spawning on a magazine is. I don't know if it's just
Okay.
speed loader mag on this gun has
Okay.
vector, if it's purple or above, or if it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you could just spawn in and then like there's gonna be there can be any variety of any magazine could be a vector round magazine. Is that a thing, or is it
Yeah.
just
wouldn't know too much. I've had
I
some
haven't
blue
paid
mags
attention.
that had revealing rounds, like on my, because again, I love
But
hardline,
do they
like
always
on.
have the same stats? Like, is it always like a +3 mag plus reload, or is it
That's the thing is like
sometimes on the other magazines?
I don't remember because like a lot of times like when I'm building out my weapons, I'm just
You
grabbing
just go, oh,
something.
that's Vector so grab
I'm like
it.
blue mag, you know what I mean? Toss it
Hmm.
on. Is this one extended mag or fast mag? Like, what do I want, right? Like as I'm building really quickly
Yeah.
and pulling stuff off a gun, dropping the other one, picking the other one up, throwing a bunch of stuff on it, which feels a lot better, by the way, with the cursor
Oh my
up.
god, the cursor speed
Like,
on your
oh
console. Did
my
you get they,
gosh,
they
dude.
added that, right?
Yes, yes, and it feels spectacular. Like
I'm
I
so happy
am
for
moving
you.
guns like so crazy. Like it is so much faster, like adjusting my attachments on weapons now. It just I love it.
I
I
love
love it a
that.
lot for sure.
But yeah,
That
Night
was also a
March
good addition.
with some of those
Yeah.
is so
What
cool.
about
It's
what do
aesthetic.
you feel about the creatures? The
Okay. So I was talking shit the other day because so for the first couple weeks, generally when I'm playing the game and I'm paying attention, um, I don't run into them that often. They don't spawn like incredibly densely. Every now and then I'll run into one, maybe two, somewhere, but usually they're like in the open and I can see them glowing blue from really far away.
yeah.
And then sometimes they're like in a random building. But more often I saw like creepy apparitions, the ones
Mm-hmm.
that aren't real and disappear or just make noise, and
Mm-hmm.
those were always creepy. And the other day I was just talking shit when we were running complex. I was like, bro, this map isn't even scary. I haven't seen one of these explodey guys in like 5 hours, dude. And I opened the door and there was one on the opposite
Yep.
side of the door
They're
of that building and just sprinted
they're
at me and
all up in
exploded. And I was
complex.
like, bro, no, it wasn't even in complex. It was just somewhere else on the way
Oh
to
no.
the like next to the extract. I was like, who
Oh
put this
no.
thing inside the building? I know they could spawn indoors. So
Yeah.
I got I
Yeah.
got I got my shit rocked for talking
The
shit.
the
They
first
haven't downed me.
week, the first week they were crazy, right? They
They're
were like
they're
I was running
tankier than
into
I
a lot.
thought.
Yes, and their explosion is
It's
literally like
huge.
it's this cone, right? That
Yeah.
just comes out. And if you're within that cone, like you literally can just get knocked by them. And
If you hit a headshot kill, it doesn't explode or something. It's somewhere, if you hit them and you kill them that way, they don't explode.
they
I just don't
attack you
know.
so quick, it's not even I can't even focus on that. You
I've
know what
just
I mean?
accidentally
I'm just
done it
like,
where they don't explode. So I'm like,
yeah,
okay, that's a mechanic. I don't know where that
yeah.
shot placement is, but you can
Hmm.
kill them without them exploding. But
They are cool.
they're
And
fast.
I do love them. I think they're a cool addition. I'm a little sad that it's not exactly a fungal zombie, you know what I mean? But it's
Yeah,
like this zombie that's from the anomaly, right? Like we're still getting
I
some cool sci-fi lore with
I
them.
also feel like I wish there was still more of them. Like I wish they were
Yeah,
more present, and maybe they
yeah,
all didn't explode instantly because it kind of devalues their threat. Because sometimes they explode after they see you, but they can't reach you, and then just
yeah.
explode. And it's like I kind of wish there were some that just chased you down and beat the shit out of you.
It would be
You know?
cool if they had like of two variations,
Yeah,
right? At the minimum. Like
it's the same
one
thing
that's
like with
just
the
like a
recruits
crazy
again, right?
berserker
Yeah.
and he's just like beating on you like super crazy,
And that's
right?
kind of what they teased them
Or
like. I
yeah,
don't know why they all have to be bombs because
yeah.
it kind of
So
like,
like
oh, there's another explodey boy, and then it's
fingers
over.
crossed, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
that they
yeah.
make those adjustments. But
Maybe
that's
in a
something
mid-season
in
update.
Bungie we would like to see. Yes. Give us another variation of them. That's just not the exploding. That maybe I'm getting overwhelmed because two of them, there's a non-exploders, but they're just trying to beat on me. And I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
and if
get
you're
off
not,
me. Like,
if you don't get to kill them instantly, they aren't dead instantly. Like they don't kill
yeah,
themselves. So it's still
yeah.
a threat. That would
I
be
think that would be cool. But
cool.
I
Yeah,
really love that. What do you think about like the reverbs?
they're so lame. Like at first, the first time I saw them, I was like, "Oh, they look awesome. They look really cool."
Yeah.
But they're glorified tick nests with twice the annoyingness. Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can shoot the little blobs, right? But like,
Yes, but there's
and
like they
they're
split into two
tanky.
others.
Oh my god, they split. Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's a pain in the ass. Just stand behind a tree and they'll hit the
I
tree.
was on intersection and like how there's like those like two like tier like buildings and then
Yeah,
it's like right across from algae, right?
yeah.
Right there. I was in that two tier. A team was pushing us And then there spawns a reverb right in front of us in the big window that allows us to jump out to then go to greenhouse.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shoot. And that thing was just like hurling freaking light balls at me mid fight. I jump, I run away as much as I can. My buddies, they just got caught in the building because they were like, we're just closing the window and now we have to take this fight. And I was like, no, run. And then I got third party. But either way, like they were just so like freaking irritating. Like, oh my
It's
gosh,
just
I'm
it's
like,
not
I
it's
could live
even
without him.
it's it feels less interactive than the ticks. The ticks are a
Yeah,
better enemy than the reverbs. I'm sorry. The
yeah,
reverbs look cool. I get the lore, but they also
yeah,
drop garbage. Like every
yep,
time you kill a
yep.
reverb, it's like, yeah, man, here's a white money item. We don't even drop meds. Like here's a white money item. You're like, wow,
I only
thanks for the
did it
ration
for
certificate.
like the mission. You know what I mean? I did
Yeah.
it for the missions, and then they were
Oh my
bugged
god.
for most
And
of the season.
they take like an entire magazine to kill
Yep,
or
yep.
more. Like why are they
It's
so tanky?
Yeah, they just need to be definitely nerfed and like I honestly like I could live without them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I don't
Like
know.
we can give me more of the zombie creatures than
Yes,
the
please, for
reverbs.
the
I
love of
would take
God.
that.
I
You know
like
what
the
I mean?
cert system though. Um,
Oh yes,
Certs
yes.
drop from
The
any
new
enemy
extraction.
potentially, but greens or higher guaranteed usually.
Mm-hmm.
I've had some weird games, but usually that's how it works.
Yeah,
And it's kind of like security and cryo, but also kind of like
yeah,
the keys and outpost. It's like halfway in between.
yeah,
Um, but we got the towers, where if you activate the tower, you get a supply cache somewhere on the map unlocked. Um, we have the strong boxes that have like the 1 credit, the 3 credit, and the 5 credit. The 5 credits always drop purples, and everybody was farming those for the first 2 weeks that I missed out on. Sad me, very disappointed about not being able to farm that. But you can still do
yep,
it, I guess, in regular matches. Um, and then it's complex, um, extract,
yep.
and that's it. That's everything you spend certs on?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well, and the what I call them the windmills. Like
Oh, that's
those
the tower.
UAV. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the
Sorry,
tower
I
with the
missed that.
caches.
Yeah, and then that's it. Yeah, there's like not a ton to sort
But
of
it's
spend it
enough.
on. It's enough,
I blow mine.
and I think that they are actually useful, right? Like so when you're doing the windmills, I like them. They're cool because the
Mhm.
towers they lead to caches, and these
And you can
caches can give
target
you
certain things like gear
yeah,
or weapon or I don't know
yeah.
valuables. I don't remember what the categories are, but they got categories.
Yeah. And so like that sort of portion is really cool. I love the certs for I mean, can we talk about the new extractions? You know
So
what I
much
mean?
better
Like
extracts.
so much cooler, right? And like the fact that like I'm a sucker for interaction and interactability with environments. I think that's a huge part of why I even love extraction shooters. Like one of the little details that I always love interacting with doors, interacting with devices, interacting like with the world around you, and then not just being this
Being
scenic
immersed.
background. Yeah, being immersed. And so the fact that we're some of these secret sort of these extracts, right? Like these night extracts are these cool, right? Like these outpost buildings that are in freaking
Like
the
bunkers.
yeah, these like bunkers in Dire Marsh that we saw forever that were just like these pointless buildings. The fact that like now they actually have a purpose to unlock like a silent extract is amazing. And
And
the
I
fact
love
that
the
the
silent
extract
extracts.
is silent is also beautiful,
I
right?
wish
Like
every
you're
map
not
had the certs and silent extracts as an
yeah,
option. Even if it was
yeah.
like purple bots on day night only. Like if you killed
Yeah.
enough purple bots and you could take a silent extract, that would be really cool. It would be so awesome.
It's so cool. And the fact that like then there's the guarded extract, right? And
Yeah.
like they've added like different tiers of extract and it was almost as we discussed in our last episode. I believe we discussed like wanting different
Different
extracts and
ways to
ways to
leave.
sort of get out, right? Like
Which
I am
they
yeah.
have confirmed they are working on more stuff for the future. I just
Yeah.
want to make sure we say like they have acknowledged that they want
Yes.
other ways to extract and they're messing with quieter ways to extract with limited amount of items. So like maybe your item capacity, you can only go in with the green bag or something to take that extract. Cool
Yeah.
idea, cool concept. Just give us more extracts still, you know?
Yeah, just give us more, right? Like I want variation and I understand that where they sort of took the approach with the extract system was almost they sort of borrowed that idea from DMZ, right? And it was sort of meant to make it like more intense for extracting, right?
Hmm.
But I don't think that making these extracts as like the only form of intensity of like it's going to track PvP. I think that's kind of like nuts, you know. I think
Yeah.
like it's cool and
There's
it's
no chill
fine to
waste.
have it, but it's like you got to offer the variation. So again, I want to play how I want. And
Hmm.
if I want to take that risk, let me take that risk. If I want to bait players, let me bait players. But like you sort of making that the only way, it's a little lame, right? Like
Yeah.
I think that one thing that we talked about earlier today was like, before the podcast was like this idea that we like the extraction shooters having this vision of, how would you say, like it's not just based off of PvP, but it's
Yeah.
live in the environment. And I think that's something that, as like just a quick aside before like right we could rotate into something else, because I know this will take us down a rabbit hole, but it's like allow us to feel like this universe is lived in, and a
Hmm.
part of the beauty of the extract is us being in this world and feeling the intensity of the world and not just the players. Like this isn't a battle royale. I don't need to have that sort of intensity. Like if I'm playing like normal like Warzone or something and you added an extract or whatever, yeah, make it intense, make me work for it. Or a game that's more casual like Call of Duty, right? Like, yeah, it makes sense, but this game is more hardcore and it's like, I want that extraction and that just that vibe to feel like I'm in this world. And even I mean, DMZ's having so many amazing updates, which I for sure am getting that game and will give my review on that for you guys probably in an episode whenever that comes out. But it feels like they're moving in the right direction where they're understanding the nuances and love for this idea of like the environment being alive, right? So that's why we love this idea of different extractions and all this sorts of stuff and kind of how that, fits into play. That being said, I think it's a
And
perfect transition to weapons, right? We also had we got new attachments, we got these new grenades. Now we
yeah,
got also new weapons,
a lot of new
two new
gear.
guns.
Sneak bag got changed. The
Oh yeah,
gold
sneak
sneak
bag.
bag still turns you invisible. I have heard that.
Cool. Yeah,
But they're allowing green, blue, purple sneak bags that instead of turning you
yeah,
invisible when you're looting, which is what gold does, the normal effect of the bag is now while you are crouched for a certain amount of time, you get signal jammer for free,
yeah.
which is
Which is
pretty sick.
yeah,
It's
I
pretty
do
awesome.
love it. I do love the addition.
They
I
did
will
nerf
say
signal jammer,
huge
but
kudos. Huge kudos.
yeah, yeah, great option to like take something that was already in the game and expand it. So because like before it was like, why would you run anything but ammo backpack realistically? Like
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of ammo backpack. Some people are probably big fans of med backpack because they like to pop heals faster, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But now the sneak bag is also like, what if you want signal jammer? And that's like, oh, that's like actually kind of cool and totally different as well. So more
Yeah.
competition is always great. And then we talked about the guns first, I guess, because like that's like the big flashy stuff.
Yeah.
KKV, which is a suppressed SMG based on the SMG from Marathon Infinity. So it's like 1100
Love it.
RPM, I want to say. Terrible damage per shot, but like really low recoil, integrated suppressor, cool. And then D54 battle pistol, which is like a 3 round burst, but also full auto. You can hold the trigger, but fires in 3 round burst. Pistol,
Yeah.
both very cool, I think.
Yeah. I think the battle pistol obviously is god tier. That thing is
I mean,
so cracked.
statistically, it's the best gun in the game. Like, apart from the
Yeah.
Mizraya, it's got the fastest time to kill
Hmm.
by a mile. It's like zero point 0.5 versus zero point 0.8 for everything else. And then body shots is
It is
also the fastest.
amazing. I
I
love
don't
the
know what they were smoking.
KKV. It feels, or sorry, not KKV. The battle pistol like
D54.
feels so great. Oh
Yeah,
my
it's
god,
amazing.
I love it. I can't even lie. Like
Which,
the fast reload, right? Like the
fast
just
reload,
taking
it's a
fight.
pistol, got the stock, it's got good recoil, good aim assist.
Yep.
And it's funny because in the trailers, or like the previews, they were like, yeah, look at these weapons. Everyone's like, wow, that pistol looks so bad, but the SMG looks awesome. And then it comes
Yep.
out and it's like, well, the SMG's fine, but like the pistol's fucking awesome. So like they
Yeah,
totally undersold the D54 and oversold the KKV because the KKV is
they
like
did.
fine. It's
Yeah, the
it's an
KKV is
ammo
like,
hog.
oh my gosh, yeah. Like you need a backpack filled or
Hmm.
that chip that like allows you to print freaking ammo because like dude, like you run out so quick. And at first I hated the KKV. I'm not gonna lie because I was hoping for like a semi mid, a little bit further range gun,
Oh,
like just a
really?
tad. And one of the things that I ran into was like I was playing that gun all wrong, right? Like I'm like this battle pistol, I could be decent
You
range and
snipe people
take
with the
fights.
battle pistol. It's
I'm
crazy.
like, dude, and I'm like, this KKV is trash. But then where I saw the charm is, it's like you have to use it like up close in a fight.
Well, I don't know if you
It's
noticed,
you
its
gotta be
range
like
is like
kissing the
8 meters. It's got as much range as like the waster.
yeah. Yeah, you gotta be headbutting him to really
Yeah.
feel like the power of it. And my buddy, like he fell in love with that thing right away and he just seen the beauty of it and he was just going ham, killing
So
people.
it's a
3v1s.
it's a really interesting gun. For a couple of reasons, and I don't know if you have like paid much attention to like its stats and the breakdown of it. But I kind of already did a video on the both the guns. But the KKV, um, one, and I did all my testing on like for purple shields because that was just kind of the standard. Um, the D54 clears everything by like a mile. The KKV can't body shot kill a purple shield without a mag buff. It does not enough ammo in the magazine because it only does 8 damage per shot, and a purple shield has 200 health. So it's an ammo hog because its headshot multiplier is like 1.3. So it only does 11 damage on a headshot. So you still need like 20 bullets to kill a purple shield. And its base mag is 18. So you can't. But the headshot time to kill, because the bullets are so weak, is the same as every other SMG. The Bully, the Copperhead, and this all have the exact same headshot time to kill. The only difference is the KKV has a much better body shot kill, which I think is because they were kind of touting it as the anti-shotgun SMG. When a
Yeah.
shotgun's rushing you, do you want to be trying? Do you want to have to hit headshots to get a good time to kill? Probably not. If you're able to hit body shots, it's got the like okay, D54 not included. It is an outlier right now. It is otherwise the best body shot time to kill in the game. D54 is better. I'm assuming it's going to get changed later. Um, so if someone's rushing you with shotguns and you can't buy shotguns, the KKV is supposed to be your best pick because it's going to dump a body kill in like zero point 0.9 seconds or something like that. You don't really want to go for headshots, and you don't want to take it past its range because it's got like no range. But you do have advantages because of that, right? Like you got the integrated suppressor, which can be useful for killing AI. It really feels like a gun that you want to go and kill AI with and use it as your
Yeah.
silent gun. And then it's like, yeah, but it takes 5 times the ammo to kill
Hmm.
a gray bot compared to the CE tax sidearm.
Yep.
So
It's
it's PvP heavy, and it's for people who are rich. Like you have to have a ton of light ammo, and if you're bringing it
yeah.
as your main gun, I think you're gonna have a hard time.
Yeah, most definitely. Like I just don't think it's the gun to rely on. But is it cool? Is the
Oh, it's
integrated
awesome.
suppressor cool? It is amazing. Like
I
I
love it.
love I love the design of these weapons. I love, you know what I mean? They do ultimately feel good in their own way. You just have to learn how to play with those
Mhm.
guns. And so that I'll applaud it. I love the attachment system for the KKV and
I love those stocks.
and the battle
I don't know how
pistol.
good they really are in terms of like changing the
I
gameplay. I love flipping
listen.
those things out and flipping them in.
Yes, that's just beautiful. Again, anything tactile, anything
Yeah,
that
I
sort of
love it.
has that sort of interactability to it is I'll always applaud and it makes these weapons feel alive,
I
right?
also like the KKV takes pistol mods instead of SMGs.
Oh yeah, that's
Not for
like
like
such a
a
crazy
real
feature.
gameplay reason, but I just kind of like that
Yeah,
philosophy because like eventually maybe we'll get an assault rifle that takes SMG or a sniper
yeah.
that takes machine gun mags. I don't know.
Listen,
Give me a
it's
belt fed sniper, you know.
It's freaking, it is
It's cool.
gorgeous. One thing that I still want to see, I want to see that AR that from the original teaser trailer that Sentinel character was running
I mean,
with.
not the M77. That's basically what it is. Right?
It is not the M77 because it's a reload from middle. It's not a bullpup, it's a
Yeah,
middle
yeah, it's
mag
true.
reload, and I would love that game, and I want it to feel like an Impact HR, but it takes light round. I think that would be so cool.
I want a MIPS assault rifle.
Yeah, like that would
Actually, I want
just
a MIPS machine gun. That can be the MIPS equivalent of the KKV. Just like absolutely tear up the bullets, but it
but
like
it's like
boom,
just
boom,
give me
boom,
that
boom.
AR. I've been looking at that AR for like a long time. I've been looking at all the concept art, all the stuff recently,
I
even more, and I'm like, I've missed this AR. Where is it? It looks so cool. You know what I mean?
I think they
So
have a lot to
hopefully they
do
bring that in.
with weapons because I would love to
Yeah,
see another gun come in, but like if they bring in another assault rifle, I feel like the way they're balancing the game right now, it's going to have the exact same time to kill as all the other assault rifles, which are all
yeah,
basically the same gun. Um, I really want to see them kind of differentiate the stuff more. Like we have money as a balancing option, so like you can make an assault rifle that is better and just charge
yeah,
more money for it, Bungie. Like
yeah.
that's part of the game. So like it
Okay.
doesn't all have to be exactly the same
Yeah,
gun. And that's like one of my biggest
yeah,
gripes. Like if we keep adding more SMGs, but they want to keep the same time to kill, how many ways can you make the same gun do the same thing before
yeah,
people catch on that who aren't me?
yeah. You have
Because
to make it feel different.
like I would love, I don't know, like you said, a MIPS sniper or sorry, a MIPS assault rifle, slower firing like semi-auto DMR kind of ARs, stuff that kind of crosses those boundaries. But I feel like right now
Yeah,
there's no precedent that really breaks that mold, unfortunately.
yeah,
Um, but I'd love to
yeah.
see more guns because guns are
I
cool.
I think that would be just gorgeous, right? Like the more weapons, the better, right? Like I can't
Yes,
wait till we get to that point with variation.
and let me
Um,
buy them with the money that I
yeah,
earned in the game.
please, please. Um, which is getting us closer to what we don't like. But let's finish it.
We'll get
I'm
there.
gonna
We'll get there.
finish it off with these super easy things that we do like, okay? Or at least that I
Oh,
like. And
we're
these are
gonna finish
two.
weapons. We're gonna finish
Yeah,
weapons.
yeah. Oh
We didn't
yeah,
talk
go ahead.
about the frost mines, which
Oh,
I don't even know if
yes,
I've hit anybody with one. I probably hit one or two people with one.
I have.
I haven't
I
really
love
used
them.
them. You love them? I thought they were gonna be
Yeah.
awesome. I'm like, oh, cool, Claymore, but cold. But, does it do like a lot of damage? I've never run into it, so I don't know.
It does a decent amount. It
Okay,
slows you the hell down. Like,
I
and I
figure.
thought like 'cause when you throw it down,
Oh
it shows
god,
that huge red ring, and I thought
yeah.
it showed that for everybody. It doesn't. Don't
No,
worry.
no, I figured. So does it slow people kind of like the Sentinel mine? Is this like the
It
equipment
kind of
version of
is,
Sentinel mine?
but it does a bit more damage, I would say.
Okay, well, yeah,
If I
it's
got
not a
hit by it,
cooldown, right?
yeah,
Like it's actually a thing you have to buy and bring.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. It is nice. I've had a lot of fun with it. I have
okay,
not
sick.
had the cryo rounds though. You're supposed to get like that ability where you can. I think there was like a chip mod that's supposed to be like
Oh my
cryo.
god, yeah, that's got to be
Yeah,
like cryo
I
only.
never
I
got
haven't
it.
seen that. Oh my god, I
I
totally
never got
forgot
it.
about that. No, there's a ton. Oh my god, there's a ton of things I haven't seen drop
Yeah,
because it's you can't buy anything in the store. The store is exactly the
okay.
same stuff. It
Yeah,
never rotates, so like you don't see
yeah,
it because it's purple chips aren't dropping everywhere, so you don't see them.
yep,
I
yeah.
would love to see stuff like that. Scrapyard is a new chip that like you deal damage and it drops
We
scrap.
got like,
I've never used that to any degree of usefulness. Um,
yeah,
we got
there's
stuff for
like
killing
unique,
anomalies.
right? Like we also got like a little bit more unique rounds too, or like unique
Yeah,
weapons.
but they're
You know what
only
I
for
mean?
carry, which is weird. I don't like that they're only from the carry event.
I don't know. I found a couple of people, or I found a unique, I think, in a game. I'm not gonna, yeah, and it was a blue, and it was okay.
Well, the blue
Like
neeks
they're
they
not
had in the
amazing.
security container since last season,
Yeah.
but I don't know if the
Okay.
new ones they added in carry are in that. Like the Volt Thrower and they have a
Because I,
third blue unique conquest
yeah.
this week. It's like our third
Oh, jeez.
conquest, but
Yeah, because I found a couple uniques before Carrie came back. I remember, like I've
Yeah,
had a
they added
unique.
those to secure
Yeah.
containers. But I don't know if
Okay.
the new ones they added are into secure containers. I haven't
Oh, okay,
seen them.
okay.
I've only
Yeah,
seen them
those
from
things were
carry.
cool. I did like it. I don't love it. I think it's okay. Oh, how do you
It's
feel
fine.
about like I think the level up system isn't that new, right? Like you level up shield, you can level up a backpack.
Oh yeah, so that's like the some things we're talking about modifiers. Like there's level
Yeah,
up. There's like the morph
yeah,
one that I can change warped. I think it can change it to a
yeah.
different item of the rarity or upgrade
Extra
or
cradle XP.
upper extra cradle XP. Favored where you get bonus rep for extracting for your current contract with that item.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
lot of new statuses.
yeah,
Some of them are interesting. Some of them are kind of like fine, and then
yeah.
they got rid of materialist, which like I really liked materialist, but they got rid
Yeah,
of materialist. So like I don't know that favored is really big. The bot killer one's pretty interesting for the weapons.
yeah,
Where you kill a certain amount of bots, and it gives you a chip at the end of the game, and the rarity is higher depending on how many enemies you kill
mhm,
with that weapon. There's the new bloodthirsty one. I don't see the like old money increasing ones anymore. I haven't seen
yeah,
like vintage, and I haven't seen old bloodthirsty, but there's a
yeah.
new runner bloodthirsty one where like getting kills gives you a ranked chip, a ranked hollow
Yeah,
chip, which
that's
at
cool.
first glance sounds incredibly lame. Who the hell wants to go kill people and get a ranked chip? Who cares? If you're not playing ranked, it's still kind of worth it because it means you get $500 because they're worth their money if you sell them.
Yeah.
So if you do play a little bit of ranked, get up to like silver and gold, and you're getting more money in your unrated games, or you're getting kills with that. It's interesting.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know if you're actually gonna run that, but
The ranked skins, right? Like that they added or skin, I
I
guess.
forgot there
Like
was ranked skins. I'm not gonna lie.
there's a thief, and the thief it's it's not interactive but animated, so
I
it's
love
like
that.
pretty cool. The weapon skins that you get for that, they're animated weapon skins, which are like sick.
Huh.
They actually look really cool. They're like this pearl white, and then they have like this cool like almost like a it's like a think of like a wave on the side of the gun, and it moves down and it like lights up in color. It's like really cool, like a
Okay,
light color tone.
I like
So
that.
that I thought was cool. I am like, okay, that's something, but it's only I think for gold tier, which is a little
They
lame.
still
I
can't
don't.
pay me to play ranked. You know,
Yeah,
they
I
can't
don't I
bribe
don't
me.
I don't even care for rank. Listen, when I play an extraction shooter, I don't care for
I
rank. Like,
really
let's
want the game to be about being immersed and just you never know
yeah,
what's gonna happen. You know, you're queuing up and whatever
I
happens
think
happens and living in the world.
yeah.
But that's
I
not
mean,
because
if
I'm a
that
single
means though,
incident.
like all the extra super sweats go there, hey, listen,
Hey, fine,
go
whatever.
there,
I don't
keep going
care.
there.
I liked it in concept. You know, I like the idea that there is a minimum value per kill. You know,
Yeah,
somebody's always worth their money, but like also
the
whatever.
I think now the last two things, and then we can move on for this second hour for what we don't like is multi-select, right? Like
Love
we can
multi
select
select.
things.
That is now an option.
Beautiful, gorgeous. I
Now
love it.
let me buy more than one item at a time instead of having to hold
Yes,
F 12
please.
times. Let me buy
Yeah.
10 meds, please.
Yep. I think that would be gorgeous.
Cursor
And
speed. Your
cursor speed's gorgeous. Again, I love it. I can weapon attachments. I'm building guns like super quick. And one of the things that like not a lot of people talk about too is the screen, right? Like your menu screen. You're staring at that, but you're not just staring at nothing. If for you lore buffs out there, you're staring at the equanimity, right? You're on the ship. And that I think is a step.
we have moved forward.
Like
We
it's
are
not
further.
just this blank background screen.
I hope
It's
we still
actually
get
the
that.
equanimity.
I hope we get a hub. You know, like
There's your little room in the background that they lightly show, and whatever contract you select, it's going to show that AI on the background of that screen,
it's
which
really.
I think is a cool little
I've never
detail.
noticed this.
Yeah, yeah, that's I have. I was like, yo, this is so cool. And nobody talks about it, right? And I know it's not the biggest of deals, but to me it was, right? Like I still hope that we have a hideout. I have a whole idea of what that can look like, how that feels, and how cool that unique that would be. So hopefully we get an
Eat
FOB
it.
at some point.
I think we need a hideout or something. We need a crafting
Yeah.
system that's not bartering with the traders
The fighting
because
rain.
the economy right now, rough,
Yep.
whack. The
Yeah.
the way he can only buy two of this item per day, whack.
Yep.
It's
It's
it's rough out
and
here.
which leads us into like what we don't like, right? Let's hop in.
I do actually want to talk about one
Listen,
more thing before we get to
one more
that.
thing. All right, let's get one more thing
The
and
implant system.
geared up.
What do you think about how they've reworked implants to be based on the actual perk? It's named after the perk, and the stats are based on the perk, and they are set. It's not random. You get a Doctor Killjoy. You know that every Doctor Killjoy of the same rarity is the same, and also you know when you get a Doctor Killjoy, you know what it does. You're not looking at it
So
seeing, oh, this is the Doctor Killjoy, and it actually just means you get +5 finisher. It actually means you get the perk Doctor Killjoy.
listen, I love it. I also love the redesign too. It feels so much better. The consistent perks that we're getting, way better.
It's way better than that. I
It
wish there
just
was more vendors, but like, I like that you
like
can do that.
another thing too that I kind of wish is like you can like a traditional extraction shooter, you could build cases out to put your implants
Loadouts.
on the case.
Oh, you mean
Like
like build
cases,
cases?
yeah, like to organize your stacks and
Um,
your
I
your
it's kind
vault.
of pre-sorted right now. Um,
Yeah, but
if they were
like
gonna
you know what I
add
mean?
cases
Creates
to
more
increase
space.
your space, like
Yeah,
Tarkov,
yeah.
I could go for that. Right now, it's
That's what I'm
if
saying.
it's just for organization, it doesn't really matter. But
No, no, no. Just like what I mean is like space wise. Like,
yeah, I love to see that. Oh my god,
I
make
think
that the end game for Cradle, dude.
yeah,
Like, come on, there's
like
so many things.
that would be so amazing because I hardly save implants for the fact that like I rather have a ton of guns,
Yeah,
my 32 blue shield and my like 10 purple. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like my materials, like I rather do that than keep implants, right?
yeah.
And that's the unfortunate part. And I get like it pushes you for a trade-off. But I'm sorry. Let's just build cases. Let's have cases in there. I think like a really good example of like adding cases, like if you wanted to keep it visually organized, Delta Force, surprisingly enough, they're sort of the way that they did the storaging in terms of like you buy a storage case and then it kind of like it goes almost as like little underneath tabs so that way you can go to all that stuff. I think it
Interesting.
would be beautiful. Um, what we don't like. Okay. What don't we like? What do we hate? That hate's a strong word. But what we don't like.
Got some
I
balancing
think
issues.
there's
Everywhere,
some
all over the
massive
place.
all over.
There's economy
The
balancing
market.
issues. There's
The
game balancing
market
issues.
is, and I have in all caps, flooded with blue shields and purple shields. Now,
Whoever smoked before coming up with the rewards for playing season one needs to be put on a different team because whoever thought it was a great idea to log in day one of season two with 10 blue cases and several purple cases of all purple
yo,
and all blue gear, they should not work on this game. I'm sorry.
what
Like,
were you
doesn't
thinking?
work, dude.
What is
Like,
wrong with you? Well, it's an extraction shooter, my guy.
I've seen some crazy stuff like from Tarkov, but Tarkov's a little bit different in terms of like you can hand out a high tier armor in Tarkov and it doesn't really mean much. A
Yeah.
purple shield in Marathon is very important. So handing out several was bad. And then the servers didn't work the first day. So they sent
No.
out a second wave of purple
Of
and blue gears.
7 purple and blue gears, my
So
guy.
I had like 14.
What?
I've been periodically running them just to get the items and I sell them on the cradle. But
Like,
like
I get it was free to play week 2. You wanted people to
but
stay and
the
stay
free character
engaged.
players didn't get that. Okay, they got the second set. They didn't
Yeah.
get the 15 or so that you got for
And
playing
they
season
they
one.
didn't stay for it either. You know what I mean?
No.
Listen, and the reason I say that is not as like a jab to Bungie or anything, but it's more or less a jab at like this idea that it's an extraction shooter and it isn't built for everybody, right? That's what the PvE modes are for in every single extraction shooter that every extraction shooter does, okay? Like it is just meant for the casual people that don't really want to do the PvP, okay? Like we don't need to flood the market with blue and purple shield because
No.
as a result of it, first week everybody blue, everybody purple,
And they
and
never went back down because you're
they never
farming
went back down.
pinwheel day one, which obviously people were going to farm pinwheel day one anyways. So we were going to be in the same situation we were. They didn't nerf
Well,
drop rates. So
in
like,
Dire Marsh, they upped the loot that you're
oh
getting.
my god, it
It's
was a
all in Dire
convoy.
Marsh. You don't
Convoy
need to
was
go to
like
Perimeter.
13
You don't
golds.
need to go to Dire. You can't even hardly even do Pinwheel because it's all in Night Marsh. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's crazy.
And it's like it was insane because and like before we even get to those like nerfing of everything, it's like it really ruined the pacing for you're starting off, you're getting the grind, everybody's
There,
same level.
no white
It,
shields, no green shields,
it
no
removed
unmodded
it.
weapons. Yeah,
I don't feel as rewarded because I'm not grinding for this. I'm not finding that green or finding that blue or wow, oh my gosh, I took out a blue team. It's like, oh yeah, I took out another blue
here
team.
we are,
And
the end of season one, part two.
yeah, and it's completely changed. And one of the things I even was telling you about earlier, and what I have in the notes, it changed even how duos plays. We finally get duos, and now duos feels off. It wasn't what they were testing when I was playing it. Like it's now feels rather than people just being confident, pushing each other, right? Or you're playing your own way. It now has become like you gave the blue and purple shields to people that normally maybe don't get the blue or purple shields. So they're so scared to lose it that they're going to rat or play in the weirdest ways I've ever seen in my whole life. And like for example, when you go to perimeter now, back then you used to find people at certain POIs or they're pushing events. Now there's I ran into literally, and I'm not joking, 4 games in a row in both trio and duo where people are just hiding with purple tier shield in perimeter. The map that's supposed to be for newbies and you're starting off and that's the map you start off in, it's not like that anymore. It's like you're gonna run into a bunch of purple tiered guys that got their purple guns and all this stuff that was just gifted to them, and they're just gonna be hiding in a corner somewhere waiting for you, and then they're gonna just murk you instantly. And that like sort of ruined that experience. And like duos feels completely different. Like players are like I says when you get in there, it feels like normally when I'm in a fight, I can understand this guy's going to rotate here. He's going to push this fight there. His teammate's done. He's going to run for, to this location, that location. I can't even guess anymore with duo because it just doesn't make sense how they play. Like my brain like melts. And the fact that like we'll even lose fights, maybe we're like, oh, we're gonna run green, green tier, maybe try a free kit because we're here to like just get material, and we're running into purple tier guy who's just completely obliterating us because it was gifted to him, and he's wants to hide.
Direct.
He doesn't like that's all he wants to do. He wants to hide, and
Get outstratted.
it ruins the flow. It ruins the flow so much, and that's like the biggest
And
disappointment
there's
of the
nothing you
season.
can do about it. He has
There's
purple shield.
nothing. And yeah, okay, you could say, well, you're getting rewarded though, and everybody's same tier. It's like, no, it ruined the fun with the extraction shooter, with really just building yourself up. I should not have 32 blue shield. Literally, I've been keeping them throughout, and I use them, trust me, but then I get more back where I'm literally have that this entire season. I've had that amount, literally, and I make sure I keep that amount. Like that is
Um,
crazy to me.
and I think it's just really telling because Bungie went out and they made a post a couple weeks ago. At the end, when I made the post, it was the end of week two. So 14 days of season two, and the average balance of players' vaults was equal to the final 2 weeks of season one. So
Yeah.
we literally skipped 10 weeks of season one to be straight at where we were before the reset in terms of people's like financial assets.
Yeah.
So it's rough out here. The early wipe is like my favorite time in most extraction shooters.
Hmm.
Early Tarkov wipe is my favorite time to play Tarkov.
Yeah.
Early Hunt Prestiges are my favorite time to play Hunt. Early Marathon was like really awesome, and end of season Marathon was like whatever.
Hmm.
So we logged in season two, and they didn't nerf the drop rates on Outpost and the convoys and all those stuff. So like my first game on the new experimental mode PvP light mode was doing convoy and getting a gold. First game of the
Hmm.
season, and it's like, all right, we're a little overcorrecting for last season. Most of this stuff isn't hard to do.
Yeah.
We should maybe tone it back. I get in late season, people are already geared up. Sure, make the events drop, high gear stuff. Early white, it should be like hard to find purples. Like I
Yeah.
don't even know if red room should be openable in Pinwheel the first week. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's just it's so bizarre, and like I said, it really took away like you're saying from that initial build when you're fighting people, you're in that moment
It's
of
scrappy. No one's got
yeah, it's
meds.
yeah, and like and it also made like even free kits, right? Because they readjusted those to make those like not as as easy to use, and it made that even more difficult, right? Like
Mhm.
it added that layer of difficulty where it's like, yeah, normally it's supposed to be no big deal, but now it's like really is.
Now you're fighting a purple shield with your CE Tech sidearm
Yeah.
from Sakaguchi white kit.
And all the while, right? Like the market is difficult to like it's so expensive to buy shield. It's so expensive
Oh my god, they made shield
to
more expensive. I
yeah.
forgot. Shield
Yeah.
went from 500 to like
Ammo too
1.2k.
is like
Ammo
ammo
2 is
feel
more
I'm
expensive
like,
for some reason.
and I'm
Now,
hardly even finding it on ground. I'm
we did get some
oh
more barters. I like that there's more barters as an option.
yes.
But what the hell happened to like
What are we
everything
doing?
else? Yeah.
Hey, listen, all my looting has been from just players. Every player I kill, my 300,000 freaking vault like
It's all
value
player
has
stuff.
been all just players. I have not found a single purple shield in game. I haven't found a single blue shield in game. And I've been pushing pinwheel and all this stuff. Nothing. I've only found like a green shield every so often. Like I want to say like literally 10
I
throughout this whole
can't
season.
I can't describe how annoying it is to me that there's like not a farmable route or area or like there's not a consistent area to go to farm shields. Like
Yep.
when we play Tarkov or Ark and you want certain parts or certain things, there's
Hmm.
typically an area that spawns those more consistently and they're labeled usually. Um,
Yeah.
we have some things like arms lockers in maintenance and hauler are very common. So if you want to try and look for some weapons, you can go there to arms lockers and look up those things. But there's not like a
Yeah.
consistent place to find shields. There's not a
Yeah.
consistent place to find backpacks, which are like
Hmm.
the two most impactful loot items that you can find
Yep.
in the game because space and health are the two most premium things that you can find. No one cares about the core storage containers. No one cares about
Hmm.
the bioprinter implants. We need shields and health. So the fact that
Yeah.
there's no way to reliably even target that category of item is rough. And then they go, oh, also, if you want to buy it, it's, you know, 5K for the blue shield, but also you can buy two per day. It's like two per
Listen.
day, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm playing this game for 8 hours a day. You got to give me a little more than 24-hour resets. Give
Yeah.
me a little bit.
Especially if you want me to play it, right? Like you
I have
want
all
me
this
to.
money. I've been playing the game, dude.
Yeah, and it's like I haven't even been able to really farm resources because half the times I'm okay, I'm going in for a resource run. I'm trying to run a green shield. I'm trying to run a white shield. And instead, I'm running into these teams of blue, these teams of purple. And it's not to say, okay, that I lose my fights. Okay. I want to put that out there. I'm not complaining because I'm bad at the game. I win a lot. And because I win a lot, okay, I'm therefore getting all their goop. You know what I mean? And I
Yep.
have no room. And I'm like, man, I need this backpack.
I don't have room
I
for
hardly
resources.
find any heals, so I'm taking these. He's got a blue shield. I'm gonna also take out my green shield. Oh wait, he's got another blue shield in his backpack because he killed another team. Okay, I'm taking that instead. And now like my backpack is filled, and I don't even care about resources anymore because like I rather get out with this valuable weapons and all this stuff while I can. as opposed to, okay, I'm gonna save like what I could carry out with an M77 and I'm gonna put all that with resources. Hell no, I'm taking
Yeah,
the M77. Like
yeah,
and so it's just one of those things where it sort of ruins those resource runs because it's like it just becomes all out PvP fights and I don't even care about the resources anymore, right? Like it's completely changing and I can't really play for just resources like I used to do in last season. I'd be white shield and I'm just going to, resource. If I find a green backpack, find a green shield, cool. But if not,
I play
oh well.
Rook. I rook my
Yeah.
resources.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to, you know what I mean? And oh, not to mention the Rook bug where Rook was able to play in duos and two people
I
could be
didn't I
playing
didn't see that
Rook.
one.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
I
I did
got
hear,
to
I heard about it.
and
I
I
saw the
done
patch
it.
note. Did
Yeah,
you?
and I had done it. And it was like I'm like, this is the most broken thing like ever. Like literally they're not seeing us. None of the bots are shooting us, and then we just run up to the team. The Rook sends his regards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you kill him. But yeah, dude, like so there in terms of that, like the economy is just so
It's
messed
trash.
up. It's
And
trash.
then they decided, oh, the economy is so messed up. All these players have purple shields and gear already. Let's nerf all the loot in the game,
Yeah, and
and
Cradle and I'm
and we're
just
gonna
like
nerf cradle
crazy.
progression. Even though all these people have had max cradles since week one, we're gonna nerf cradle progression. We're gonna nerf drop rates, and we're gonna make things more expensive. And you're gonna make less money. Um, and all that did was make it so that me who didn't play the first 2 weeks, you who might be playing more casually, looking for a job, I'm working, other people
Yep.
have jobs to do stuff and don't play the game all day 5 days a week, right?
It's
Now it is 3 times as hard to
yep.
get the loot and the cradle XP
Yeah.
that everybody else farmed week one or week two,
Yeah.
and they didn't reset the people at the top. Like they just
Yeah.
they're just allowed to snowball further, which is
It's
bad. It's rough. And then they removed the PVE mode, which is basically single player mode, which was kind of
yeah.
useful for that time to try and get up there, but it felt bad because it's like the only reasonable way to play. Now it's
And that's
like
the
go
other thing. It's
or shit your
it's
pants, you know?
it's the sponsor kit modes from what I understood first season is that it was a lot of just they're testing stuff, right? They're
Mm-hmm.
testing weapon damage, they're testing things. It's almost like the testing server that you hop into. But instead of the lesson of like, okay, like, the time to kill everybody loves
People
lighter
really
time to
like white
kill.
shields.
And they're like, you know what? Actually, people just like this mode. And it's like, no, no. I'm like, it's not really the mode that why they like it. It's the fact that like everybody's equal and it's easier to kill each other because I'm not
There's no
shooting a purple
surprises.
shield for like 20 million minutes. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
running through two mags to try and kill one purple shield. Like it's the fact that like it's like, oh shoot, everybody's a danger and everybody's on this sort of same playing field, which is the beauty of extraction shooters. Is that even if that most kitted guy, you can have an okay tier kit and you can go up against that guy. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not again a skill issue type of thing. It's the fact that like there's a difference between a battle royale game and extraction shooter, and this is meant to be an extraction shooter, not a battle royale, right? And so the fact that like they're doing this easy mode that people are just I'm getting my loot, I'm doing all this stuff, and now I'm also just getting farming higher tier stuff all the time now, thanks to sponsored mode. And again, you're taking out the intensity, you're stripping that beauty from the game. And that's the part that also, it irks me. It makes me disappointed. It makes me a little sad at sort of what they created and then sort of backpedaling on it, it
Mm-hmm.
feels like. And it's like, no, like this game is meant to be hardcore. Let's lean into that. I think that's fine. It's supposed to just be a little bit approachable, right? That's it. And, hopefully they lean into that. But I think that's also what's been just flooding this market. And the lack of a player economy is something that, we would love to see, right?
It could
I
maybe
mean,
fix this season if
yeah,
there was a player economy and these nerfs happened, but those people who had a bunch of the good stuff were either selling it on the flea market or buying it from the flea market.
yeah.
then maybe you randomly running into a blue shield or purple shield turns into you selling that for double or triple the value that you would sell to a trader. Because let's be real, the vendor sell sucks.
It's
It's
pointless.
they buffed the value of guns from 1/5 to 1/4 or 1.35 or something like that. Um, which let me tell you does not make me want to sell more guns. It does not change
It's,
my opinion that any item that you pick up, if you're not going to use, you just shouldn't grab it because it's worthless.
I
But
just
like,
cradled it.
there's a world where if we had a player market, you
Yeah,
could maybe you get an M77 and maybe it's got like a trace of two, like it's partially used, busted up a little bit. But you're not going to use the M77, but somebody on the flea market will buy it for like
yeah,
4K, and then you're bypassing the daily limits, right? So we have the daily limits for your buying from the vendor, but then on the flea, maybe it's more expensive, or maybe it's even cheaper. Maybe there's things that are like such high availability that you get a
yeah,
discount for trading it on the market,
yeah.
but you're still selling it for more than you would get
And it
from
gives
the
me a
store.
reason to grind. You know,
Yeah,
and
and maybe if somebody else is farming mats and you need mats and you want the mats and you're down to buy them, you can buy mats. If you
mhm,
need, I don't know, just like basically just mats in the game. If you want sensor grenades or a specific implant for a build, you can buy it from another player. That'd be cool. And then if you're pulling out implants that you don't use, like you kill a guy and he's got like purple implants, maybe those are desirable and you just put them up on the flea market and you can basically 1-to-1 trade them for other purples.
yeah,
Would be interesting, right? I think even if they want to do it limited, maybe a limited flea market's like important, right? Maybe you can't put purples on there. Maybe it's only up to blues, or maybe it's I don't know, no weapons with no MIPS or Volt Cell weapons, but any of the other weapons. Maybe it's I don't know, no implants. Maybe it's no cores. I don't know. There's a lot of things you could do to tweak it and change how it works. But we wipe every 3 months, dude. Just try it. You know what I mean? Just
yeah.
throw it up there, just to make it, and then we
Yeah,
can tweak
you
it from
you
there.
already like, you already adjusted this economy so bizarrely that at this point it doesn't matter, right?
Right.
And again, it's very disappointing, right? Like I really wish that there was more in terms of that. And again, I we only give this feedback all the time because we love the game and it's because we want the proper adjustments, right? And I think that, it just made everything just so off. And another thing too is like the XP, right? Like you can get like XP real fast. I'm almost 100. You know
Well,
what I
it's a
mean?
lot
And
faster this season. I think it's because they gave
yeah,
you a bonus for being alive in match now, which is really
yeah,
nice, actually.
and it's cool, but at the same token, like think of those players that are still relatively new. Like for example, I got this buddy that I play with. He doesn't play as much as me and my other buddy that are
Hmm.
always on. And we're 11, let's say we're already almost level 100. Like where
Yeah.
he's 100, I'm almost 100. So it's almost like both 100. So now we're getting like level based matchmaking, right? Where it's like we're getting thrown into level hundreds and he's like not even ready to be thrown into the sweat lords. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's the part where I'm like, okay, I kind of wish it still was taking its time with progression, just for the fact that, like, again, if you're not putting as much time into it, you're not being thrusted into this, high level ceiling
Yeah.
because I was able to get there super fast, right? It's a little bit bizarre. I also still feel, and I know me and you have talked about this, and we'll probably talk about this in maybe our next video, but like shields still need to go, right? I feel like that's just like a huge thing that
Yep.
needs to be adjusted, and we could talk about our hot fixes probably in our next episode of what that can look like
But
and whatnot. But
balancing's rough. Time to kill's weird. I just
yeah,
the people like the sponsor kit mode because they knew exactly how long it was going to take to kill somebody for the most part, and they felt lethal. The fights weren't too long. They didn't drag on. Meds and healing spam wasn't super prevalent.
yeah,
And generally, so there's a million times I'm going to bring it up again. The faster the time to kill is, the better planning and strategy is, which most casual people are able to understand, versus longer time to kills, where mechanics trump strategy most of the time, and
yeah.
that it requires a lot more practice in that specific game to understand mechanically what you have to do to win. So
Yeah.
lo and behold, a lot of people really liked the sponsor kit modes because it's fast killing. So like
Yeah,
I
it's
don't care if we drop the HP and just like rebalance, like purple shields are now equal to green shields and your HP is 100 instead of 130, and we just do
yeah,
that. Or maybe something we talked about is kind of making it like CS, um,
yeah,
where shields work for your body shots and not headshots, and then make weapons
mhm,
deadlier. Just we
just
have
something.
experimental modes, man. We can mess with this stuff. We can
Yeah,
make an experimental mode that's just quintuple headshot damage and see what
yeah,
happens. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
It's available and they can do it, right? And
Yeah.
we believe that they can. And again, like that has been the biggest hinder of the season, right? Like, I mean, Shields is always like a continuous thing that hopefully they do. But the biggest thing was the economy, right? Everything else was great.
Hmm.
But like you knocked 2 points off because the economy is just so
So
off.
much worse.
The looting perimeter is like useless, like literally. Like
Most
I'm in there
people,
and it's just
I think, last season were saying their favorite part of the season was the early season, and they don't
yeah,
like purple shield fights as much. And we jumped straight into purple fights this season. No,
yeah.
no early stuff. It was
Listen,
all
I had fun
this.
at the end of season one when it was like purple fights because like I was just throwing my gear, using my golds, right? Using like just a
Yeah,
ton of
trying to get rid
stuff.
of your shit. Trying
And
to
it
go
was
through it.
fun. I had a blast, and I'm killing people, and I'm grabbing their shields. I'm like, "See, you guys should have never had that anyway, right?" And it was fantastic. But I didn't want that as my entire experience, right?
Yeah.
Like, I did not want that at all. And, it's unfortunate. There's no salvaging that at this season. Bungie, just lean into it
You
at this point
can't
for this season.
re-virgin the olive oil, Bungie.
Yeah. Like, buddy, that you broke the egg already. You can't put it back in and
No.
glue it. Like, it's
And
cracked, my
maybe
guy.
they're gonna do something crazy with this mid-season patch on the 21st.
I hope
I
so.
don't see it. They said they're gonna unnerf the cradle progression to some degree, because they're gonna be able to
Yeah.
reset it, which is like
And
fine. Maybe you should just
here
offer a prestige in the middle of the season,
yeah,
just set your whole account back to one. That might be more interesting and impactful. Give us a really
here's
cool skin for it.
another thing that I thought about too is oh gosh, no, I'm forgetting. Oh, oh no.
Vault
I
Breaker,
had
we'll
it
talk
on the
about
tip
that
of
in a
my brain.
second.
Yeah, we can talk about that. Oh gosh. It had to do with we talked about oh no. Oh, I had it on the tip of my brain. It was so perfect
On the tip
in
of his
terms of
what?
like an adjustment.
Tip of his side, I was
Um
saying.
But yeah, like you're saying, like it's you can't go back at this point. Just
Yeah.
go full fledged into the cradle.
Make everything
It
drop golds. Fuck
it,
it.
it just makes sense at this point. Um, and I just really wish that that they would adjust that. And I
And
can't
and
believe I
and
forgot
here's
those.
the thing. Like we said like a million times, right? You can't reversion the olive oil, but like we wipe anyways. They actually will reversion the olive oil in September. So like we can afford to have just a crazy high loot season because it's this season. Like it makes no sense to me from the perspective of a player of the game who was like a little bit behind to nerf everybody's progression and everybody's stuff when a large portion of the population, because let's be real, the people who did all the stuff early season to get ahead like that are the people who are grinding the game anyways, regardless of what happens. You can't stop them. They've already done it. They're going to keep doing it. Why are we nerfing anything? Like, literally just turn it up. Give us a crazy season where golds are kind of everywhere. Make a ton of shit available to buy, because it's the only way to let people compete and feel like they're in a
Yeah,
fair fight. And then next season you get a second chance, and you don't give out the free kits at the start of the season, but like you get a
yeah, no.
chance.
It's something that is just gonna make it feel a ton of better. Like I get what
It
they're
should be
trying
fun.
to do, and I appreciate it, but this isn't a battle royale. This is an extraction shooter. This is yes, there's focus for PvP, but it's predominantly Like it's all encompassing. It's not one or the other.
We are at the point, like we said, we're at like season or week 11 and 12 financial in the vault stuff. Why haven't we moved to the green free kits by now?
Yeah,
Like they did that last season to kind of catch up. They made Rook better to try and catch up. They've done things to catch up with the economy being ahead, but they haven't gone ahead and done that stuff in a timely manner this season. Maybe they're planning on doing it like later, like August,
I got
but they
it.
should have reacted and like we they can do stuff. They've got
I got
buttons
what
to
I was gonna
press.
say. Another thing is the fact that we are going back to these Tuesday updates as opposed to we have a patch, we're throwing it out there. I'm like, I'm sorry. I loved the fact that when we first were doing this, it was, hey, look, there's something the players don't like. We're changing
We're just
it
gonna tweak it.
today.
Do it.
We're gonna do it now, as opposed to, oh, we gotta wait till Tuesday. Listen,
Now, part of that might be because of the stuff going on the last like 2 3 weeks.
yeah,
To be
that
fair,
is true. That is
um,
true.
so I don't know if they're at the regular cadence yet because I do know
Right.
the team was affected by it, like our
Yeah.
from our ton team. So it might be for now, but I agree they were really fast and really reactive last season,
Yes.
and they have not been this season, and it's a little rough.
Yeah. It's been, oh, I have to wait till Tuesday for them to fix the reverbs or the set.
Maybe
My
fix the
Sentinel challenge
reverbs.
was bugged,
Yeah,
like off in the beginning, and I think that's a perfect transition point. Is with two things that one thing that's coming, but one thing that we also forgot to talk about on a lighter note that we did like, or at least that I liked. Sentinel. Sentinel was new
oh
this
yeah,
season. We didn't
Sentinel's
see
out here.
anything.
We did totally skip Sentinel. My bad. Our bad. Our bad.
Listen, Sentinel is a new main of mine.
Cool.
I love him. He is spectacular. The voice actor doing him was really cool. I do have a disappointment with him too, which I will say. But let me go first. I had this guy week 2 with his master. You know what I mean? His
Oh
master
yeah.
skin. It is so sick. Running that in night mode is insane. They were
Oh my
like not
god, I
even
gotta run
seeing.
Night Marsh. Uh,
Yeah,
I haven't done it
with
with Thief. Oh, you're right.
like it is so cool. The fact that like his purple, like his looks so slick. The little bit of cyan in his fingertips, beautiful. Love the design. The fact that he doesn't have a cryo skin, kind of sad, but we're gonna get
It's gonna
it if you complete
retroactively.
cryo. They're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
give it to you. If you complete cryo with him and you kill the compiler, still never kill the compiler. Fun.
You need that
But
certificate.
anyway, um,
Vault
they're
breaker.
I mean I love him like a ton. Like it is so cool that he's like a very unique character. The fact that like the trophy system, big help when you're in fights and you're taking these engagements, and it is a difference for the grenade. It's not as everybody thought, like, oh, everybody's gonna flood the market with Sentinel. Everybody's playing it. They played him for like the first couple days, and then everybody went back to who they like the most, right?
Hmm.
And which I thought was happy because that means he's not overly broken. So that made me really happy. But I love him. Is does he outplace Blackbird for me, aka Recon? Yeah, currently, but does Blackbird
Overall,
still overall better?
yeah. There
Yes,
you
Blackbird is more broken for sure.
I
But
think
do I?
Sentinel has plenty of places where like
Yeah,
they will excel. I think
yeah,
any cryo team is gonna find value in Sentinel
yeah,
because people will nade spam and cryo. There's no way to change it. They can tweak whatever they want. It's gonna happen. People will find a way.
yeah,
Um, and even like I said, the reload buff for the ultimate's good. Um, you found ways to use the mine. Like he
yeah,
has, especially in those cramped corridors, which is
yeah.
like a cryo mainstay. His
Hmm.
kit is very well equipped to deal with tight spaces. So
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
gonna have a
most
place.
definitely. And something too is like if you double up on his goop uh
Mine.
core, his
Oh,
gooper core, right? For the snare, if you literally have two of those cores, you get two of the goopers that you could throw out instantly. Like That thing is like sick, the mine. Like, and I've done that before. Like, I'm literally saving my two purple cores
What core are you
because I
doubling up
could
on?
throw two. It's a snare core. It's a purple tier, and
What does it do?
if you have two of them equipped, it
Yeah.
it gives me two of them that I could throw out simultaneously. Like when it full charges, I could throw two, as
But
opposed to one and
what
then
happens
waiting
if
to
you only have
charge.
one of them?
It doesn't give you the added one.
So what does the core do? Like
I gotta
normally?
read it. I
Like
forgot. I don't.
is
I
this
think
like
it's
a
just like a
bug? Like
normal
what does it
snare core.
do?
I don't know if it's a bug,
What's
but
it
it's worked.
what
I
is it
gotta read
supposed what is it I didn't think using two of the same core stack. Does that actually
It's
stack?
stacked. It seems like it
I've been
stacks.
under the
Okay,
impression that's not a thing this
because I
entire
brought it
time.
in once and it didn't stack, and I've done it for, and I want to say I've done it for recon before, and I had two ticks. But
Huh.
I know for a fact for Sentinel, it gave me two of them that I could throw at the same time. It is
Okay.
so cool. So it
Interesting.
also makes him like pretty busted when you could put it on two sections, and then like you have your route when they're trying to chase you. But I love Sentinel. He's my favorite. My biggest disappointment. Right, I love his little thing. Now this is a cosmetic disappointment. Why don't we have the skin from the teaser trailer? Why haven't we had that as a legendary
Is there a skin
skin
they
that
haven't
I
given
can
you? That's
buy
crazy.
in the store that
They're
like
they're saving that for Vault Breaker season,
it's
like
like it's just black and pink. Give it to me. I want them. I'm like, dude, we have like White Rabbit this, we literally have the character. Give me the legendary skin for Sentinel. That
no,
is the skin from the teaser trailer,
I don't think
please.
I will. Um, yeah,
Oh man, it's driving me nuts
I
because
think
it
the
would
character's
look
cool.
so sick.
I haven't been able to get use
Yeah.
out of him that much. But I'm mostly
Yeah.
playing perimeter and marsh and trying to like really proactively use the mine and like place it well ahead of fights to catch people not working out very well. I think the character is very reactive. It's very um, you want to use things in response to other people doing things,
Yeah.
and that's not really how I normally play. I usually try to play characters where I am proactively forcing my will upon other people.
Yeah.
Um, and the character's just kind of different than that, and that's like just a me
Yeah.
thing. But I think the
Yeah.
mine is really cool conceptually. I love
It,
the immobilize effect is really cool. I'm glad we're expanding that from destroyer alt. Um, I would love to see an immobilized grenade, like an actual consumable. I know we talked
yeah.
about Frostmine kind of has that, but I'd love to see like heat grenade should do something like that. I don't know. Um, I like his alt. Obviously, Cryo is going to be very uh, changed by him, and he's going to be good in complex. I think Pinwheel, um, probably during some bosses, like some Wraith Wardens, probably against Compiler. I haven't actually seen it, but he probably works on the uh,
Yeah.
Compiler balls.
Pretty
His
cool.
wall hack thing's not for me. It's kind of okay, kind of fine. I
Yeah.
don't. I think compared to Thief Visor, it is worse. Thief Visor's kind of crazy though, all things considered. And she doesn't really
Yeah.
have like a real um comparable ability to like his mine. I think so. They're kind of even in that sense.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know about his other passive, the one that's like while you're surrounded, you have faster reload speed with SMG shotguns and pistols. I'm sure when that matters, it's great, but I don't know how consistently you can take advantage of that, like I said, proactively. You can't really
Yeah.
plan around it working because if you run in to like be surrounded and some guy gets scared and backs up when you thought he wouldn't, now you just don't have it. You know, you can't be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go in with this." But when you're getting pushed, I'm sure Miss Raya players love having faster reload speed in the Miss Raya. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's got its uses. The characters, I think like a very, I would say just perfectly mid tier where like there are plenty of things that he can do, but there's situations where he isn't applicable. Like if you're in a sniper fight, there's not much he can do. If you're fighting people on Darsh with snipers and it's 100 meters away, what are you gonna do? You know?
Yeah. I mean, it's still pretty. He's still pretty cool. And if you are playing Night March, it's like let's say you can't really get much use for the ability because they're not throwing like
I'm thinking
nades.
Daymarsh.
You can get like reloads, right? And you could also even light the path of like that area with your thing, like almost like a ginormous glow stick. That thing when you
Oh
throw it down.
boy, it's a light bulb. Whoa, that's worth
Well,
my
wait.
300-second cooldown.
It's helped in certain fights where like I was in again tight corridor, they're throwing nades or whatever, but they're also trying to stay hidden, and you just toss that thing into the side. Now you can glitch it into certain. I shouldn't say this, but you can glitch it into certain like square like boxes and hidden areas that like you
Okay,
just toss in and it phases through and it
okay,
works still as a trophy system and they can't shoot it, so like that's really cool.
interesting. All right.
I've done that a couple of times. Yeah, I don't know, I love them. I'm very much like not in every game, it just really depends, because some games I'm not really a defensive player, some games I like playing medic a lot, some games I like being an offensive player only.
Yeah,
And in this game, I found myself being very defensive, right? And very team support, right? Like with recon, and I found ways with like recon and with Sentinel to sort of be aggressive with them in the way that I'm best aggressive with them, right?
yeah.
So for me, I fall in with that character in line like really quick, and just like a little, fun side note, he just looks awesome. You
Oh,
know
he
what I mean?
looks
It looks
sick.
sick.
He looks awesome.
Like
I just
again,
think he's very play style
yeah,
defined compared to.
for sure.
I think the original cast was made to be very flexible. They all kind of have maybe Blackbird's more defensive, but like the drone and the wall hacks are pretty offensive or defensive.
Yeah,
Thief can be flexible. Destroyer's offensive, but he has a shield. Like they're all a little more nebulous in defined playstyles, whereas he's much more. You are kind of an area control specialist. So
yeah,
I think maybe as the game develops and we get more runners and we get more runners that are very playstyle defined, because I think it makes sense to come out with um, a more nebulous cast and then start making characters that are much more specifically applicable. Could be interesting
yeah,
in the long term, but in the short term, it just feels a little bit weird compared to the rest for me. But if we start
yeah,
seeing, a double grenade ability character come out that's like super offensive, and then we see a character that's like super support, like Triage is like heal drone and jazz hands, but his hands do damage, they do hurt,
yeah,
so you can use it offensively if you want. But we get a character that's like got a grenade ability and a grenade ultimate and a healing ability and like a super healing ultimate and a healing passive. Then you're like, well, okay, this guy is kind of crazy on the healing. Uh, that's something that might happen. Well, only time will tell.
yeah. Most definitely. And two quick, I guess, negatives that we also forgot as well. Definitely take timer off Night Marsh. I think that's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, so
Um,
I like that. It's
and
locked
Misery this season is just is crazy.
on
I just
cryo. It is crazy.
I can't even play Cryo because of it. It's the sad part. It's like every time I've played, I had one great game, right? Everybody's just running normal guns. We're winning. We're doing really great. Then we go in and I'm getting one tapped, two tapped, again one tapped with a Misery into the face. I wasn't even that close. The guy was far. It was almost like he had freaking slug rounds, and it just insta knocks me. And then he just finishes me off, and I was like, "This is crazy." Um, that sort of perspective has kind of like ruined cryo a little bit for me because I was actually willing this season. I'm like, I'm gonna learn, I'm gonna learn this map. I'm pushing it. I'm using my goop. I don't care. And it was just more or less like, oh well,
Yeah, well, welcome.
I don't want to touch this
Yeah.
for a while because this is kind of crazy, man. But on a positive note, we can. Because Cryo is getting PvE mode, this Vault Breaker, right? And it kind of
Yes.
works similar to what, like a roguelite
They
almost,
said it's
right?
roguelite. It is a roguelite. So The way it's going to work is it's kind of a sponsor kit mode. You get a sponsor kit, you spawn in, it's got what it's got. You go through, and it says in either solo, duo, or trio. It is PVE. There are no other enemy teams. You are going through Cryo Archive, and it might be an altered version of the map or something. But you're going to be doing a series of puzzles, which might be vault related. They might be their own unique puzzles, which I hope they are. And maybe it's just like a different section with different puzzles, blah 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 blah, all unique, hopefully. And as you go through, you're gonna be earning items, and I think it's like vault data. I think is what the currency is for completing the
Hmm.
puzzles. And then you go into the end, and when you get to the end of it, you're gonna fight the compiler and hopefully kill the compiler. When you get out, the only things you leave with are the vault data items, the money. You leave all your gear behind, all your whatever you picked up is behind. You can then spend that money on upgrades to your kit. So say you start out and you're like barely scraping together some money and then dying before you even do the first puzzle, then you can go out, you can add on some better meds, or maybe a better gun, or maybe more ammo or whatever, right? Um, and then you can then go in and go hopefully further. Or you can spend that money on materials and gear, they said. I think specifically. Maybe they said money too, but I think it's gear and materials that you can then bring over to the multiplayer. The assumption
Yeah.
being that since they said you can trade it in for those items, is that it's either going to be limited quantities of that gear and materials per day, or a limited rarity of some kind. There's going to be some kind of cap. Um, and there's got to be some kind of long term sync. So maybe there's like a money conversion that you can do unlimited, or maybe not. Maybe there
Yeah.
is just a hard limit so that you don't always play the PvE mode, but we'll see. But that's the
Yeah.
premise. There's going to be unique skins, right? I think that's the thing for
Hmm.
playing this mode and playing the compiler. It is not going to give you the Cryo Archive skins; those are PvP only. You have to do the
Hmm.
vaults and do the key. Um,
Yeah.
I think that's the gist of it. I don't know if
Yeah.
there's any special surprises, special enemies. Maybe,
I'm I'm excited, right?
hopefully.
Like I think that, you know, uh, I think that a PvE is really cool. I kind of wish in my head I always pictured like the PvE almost working similar to Tarkov, where it's like
A separate server.
essentially it's just Tarkov, but it's a separate thing and it's your own loadouts and all that stuff, right?
My fallback being a totally unique mode is good. The PvE thing
Yeah.
earlier this season, awful. The PvP light mode, that's like, yeah, it's just easier PvP.
Mm,
Garbage. Awful. Nobody wants to play the exact same game, just easier, because that's just like the default way to play the game now.
yeah.
Totally unique mode with separate progression and currency and stuff is a much better way to do it, I think. So
Yeah. I
I'm
I
at least
you know,
open
I
to it.
will I definitely, like I says, I definitely am open to it. I think where I enjoy the fact that like it's maybe like same map at least is like this idea that you normally in PvE and you can learn a lot of like what's sort of going on, right? Like
Mhm.
with Cryo, my hopes are if they didn't really change it up much, right? Is the fact that I'm gonna understand and learn all the different rotations and all this stuff of this map. Like, oh, I could open this door, I can go through this vent, and this vent leads to here. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I want to be able to learn that map because I've had such low playtime on it. My biggest issue with the map is understanding it. And that's a
Yeah.
lot of times where I end up failing is because I don't know where players normally like to rotate or where they can
Where they
even
can
rotate.
rotate. Right.
Yeah, and so like a lot of times that gets me killed because I'm like a chicken without my head cut off. And the one time I really got through it, or I mean, I've successfully extracted like two times before, but the one time that I have the season, I had somebody that was like, "Hey, yo, look out for this area. They're gonna come down this ladder normally from this rotation."
Hmm.
He was telling me everything to expect as I was going through, so it helped me to learn a little bit, right? But it didn't lock in fully because there's so much more I have to more repetition through it.
Right.
So I'm hoping I get this repetition through this PvE. It's exciting. I hope these skins are going to look cool. I am excited though that they are pushing for PvE. And if they are making this sort of unique experience, right? That we see one for like Dire, for Morning Night or like for Perimeter or something. Because I think that it'd just be awesome to kind of like go through in those days where I'm like, yo, I'm tapped out. I just want to play PvE.
Yes. I think the game should have a lower stakes mode. I
Yeah.
don't think the sponsored survival was the right answer. A
Yeah.
totally, I don't want to say benign, a totally unique, like separate PvE mode is much more compelling and actually interesting. Um, because I think the alternative way to do it is kind of the way Hunt does it, where Hunt doesn't have a PvE mode like this, or Tarkov. They have a battle royale mode. They literally have a battle royale mode in Hunt. I don't know if you ever played it, called Soul Survivor. It's battle royale with like its own mechanics. There's not like a circle or anything, but you do spawn in with like random loadout. You loot items. You're still collecting the clues like you do in the normal game, but instead of becoming hunting a boss, whoever gets the four clues first becomes king of the hill, and it's like a king of the hill battle royale mode where that person gets wall hacks. They can't leave the area, like the section of the map that they were in, but other players now have to go and try and get the the hill. Basically, you kill the player, you absorb
Wow.
it, and you get money and XP for every second you hold on to the thing. And there's like a limited amount of money and XP that it gives. You can see a timer, and whoever holds it at the end of the timer or is the last alive survives. And then that
Hmm.
character comes out. You can then buy that character and their kit separate or for free. You can recruit it, right? So it'd be like if you get out with that kit, you could just get the kit that you made it out with. Um, but if you do die or you're just going for that, you get money. You know, so it's a way to get money. It's a way to farm stuff and farm XP. That is solo, lower stakes, battle royale. People know what that is, right?
Hmm.
So people kind of were talking about maybe marathon battle royale. I never made a comment on it because like it's actually not unprecedented to have a battle royale mode as a side mode. Like it could work. I like the PvE mode better because I think Bungie fans like PvE. Destiny raiders don't have a raid to go to. Um, More casual marathon enjoyers of the original trilogy might want to play a PvE mode. So I know this is an experimental mode. I know it's not permanent. If they do have plans to expand it to other maps, other modes, add alternate. Maybe you can queue up whatever mode you want. Maybe it rotates per season, whatever, right? They want to do. I think that is a good thing to invest in. It's a much better step, I think, because it doesn't siphon the PvP player base. It is just a lower stakes mode that keeps you invested in playing the game and progressing in some way. I hope you get season pass like levels for it. Like I hope because that's like tied to nothing else but playtime. It doesn't affect your game in any way. Like maybe faction rep can be something that you get from it. I would love to see that because that's kind of just something that you grind and not really a rewarding experience, I think. Um, so I'd love to see that option. And then maybe down the line that becomes we get more investment in how PvE enemies operate. Maybe they become more detailed. Maybe they get more behaviors like Fallen or the Vex or the Hive, right? Maybe we get more aliens because people are invested in that PvE mode. Maybe we get improvements to the PvP experience. It's not an all sum game, right? Like you can improve the PvP experience by adding a PvE mode.
Yeah.
So if that is what inspires that change, because they're also making it solo playable, maybe that means we get better solo balancing. Maybe they developed the technology to balance the health of AI enemies in solo differently from trios. Like this is something you and I have been talking about since the
Hmm.
first alpha or whatever. But like
Yeah.
if there was ever a time that it was going to happen, it's probably when they are working on this PvE experimental mode. So if somebody's
Yeah.
playing the game, everybody who's playing the game, realistically, anybody who's paid for the game and hasn't refunded it and still is interested in the health of the game, I think you should try the PvE mode, and then you should be very upfront and like talkative about your experiences of PvE, enemy health, time to kill, ammo per magazine, like how many bots are you killing with it, right? Whatever is happening in there, I think it's important to talk about, how exciting it is, how engaging it is, how varied the enemies are. Did they get samey? How often are they dropping certain items? Like, there's a lot of things that can be changed and tweaked. There's no better time to really get a nail for how PvE behaves and functions than in the PvE mode that is officially sanctioned and not to cheat or disconnecting from the server to get to an empty server thing. Also,
Yeah.
speaking on your thing about getting into doing the offline raids to like learn Tarkov maps and stuff, I'm just saying, I'm asking for it. Where just give us a private mode option. Like, everybody would
Yeah.
understand the function of a private mode. Make a private mode. If you want to hold a tournament in there, go ahead, have a tournament in there. But like, just let somebody load into the private offline map with just AI on there, and or even maybe turn the AI off and explore the map so they can learn the map, learn how cryo works, learn how security works, learn where the extracts are, yada yada yada. And
Yeah.
then you put a little runner bot that respawns in there with a purple shield, and you let me test my guns in peace. It's
Yeah.
just, you know, an idea. We need a firing range. Like,
Yeah,
like, come
most
on.
definitely. Most definitely. I think, I'm in full agreement with Cryo. One of the things that I love too is the fact that they picked Cryo, this map that people really haven't got to experience
And the
much.
compiler.
And the compiler. And I mean, the compiler needs to be more than just a boss, but
Compiler
anyway,
needs to be on the maps. Oh my
it needs to be
god.
on the maps and it doesn't need to be a boss. Like,
Yeah.
let's be real. It needs to just be an average tier enemy.
We can
But
have other regular compilers and then the one boss one, right?
yeah, and then a beefy one, yeah,
Yeah.
like one that just he just knew what he was doing, and he was,
He was built
you
different.
can write the lore, right?
I think we
And
built him. He's literally built different.
yeah, and so like there's just so much that we can do, and I really hope that the four is not just going to be rolled out as bosses only, because that would be
Rough.
lame. I'm not gonna lie,
Is
yeah.
it season three supposed to be more alien stuff? Was that their comment? Or was it
Well,
season four?
season three, as far as I'm aware,
New
we're
player
getting
stuff?
just a new runner and a
They
new
just said
map.
new map.
I'll have to look again at like what
Overgrown
they said.
perimeter.
Yeah, I'm excited that we're getting additions to perimeter. Like, let's build these
Well,
maps
that's
further
a guess.
out
That's a
and
guess.
make them more. Well,
Oh
they
no,
said
yeah,
in
they are
season two they
expanding
confirmed it.
perimeter.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they
I forgot
confirmed
about
it.
that. Well,
So that's
I don't think that's the
exciting.
new. I don't know if that's the new map. I think they're just expanding the perimeter map and the new map. Is
Yeah.
that right? They're doing
It
both.
was it was either they're either reworking it or expanding it. One of the
Uh,
two for perimeter. But I know
but I
they're
agree.
adjusting perimeter.
Expansion is really important, and we talked about this. The map should be like
Yeah.
three times the size.
Like,
Don't
and
change the
and
player count. Just
honestly, I really think like for our next episode, and I think this would be just really cool that we just sort of we line up what we would want to see in a game, and we just sort of build out what we think marathon would be, what it should be, how we could develop that, right?
yeah,
I think that would be just such a cool, I don't know, cool episode to sort of just break down. I've been making my notes and everything from top to
day one.
bottom of how marathon would be in my brain and how I would develop this game. What I would do with the franchise type of deal, you know what I mean, is something that I'm very passionate about because I love this franchise and I think it's awesome and it's great that it's an extraction shooter. It's just that I feel like they try to casualify it in a way that was just too casual, but
They made it
doesn't really fit.
competitive. Really, they're going for that competitive PvP thing, the three v
And
three hardcore skill, and it's like
yeah, we don't, just a
move it
slight
over,
adjustment.
slight it. Just
These would be hardcore. And so I think it'll be really cool. I think, that's some, maybe that'll be our next episode before, season 3 drops. And,
Yeah.
then we could also maybe either talk about Vault Breaker, maybe it's before
Oh,
Vault
oh,
Breaker.
it will probably would be around the time Vault Breaker comes out, so maybe we do that. Do
Yeah.
both.
So we can, it'll be Beef Boy of an episode.
Yeah.
But,
But I'm glad we're in agreement on
yeah,
I feel like you're saying, if they made the game really competitive and hardcore in this way, but if they just went the other way and made it hardcore in a way that's like, I can casually play this solo and
mm,
experience something different, because I feel like people really respect Nightmarsh. I don't see
yeah,
anybody talk shit about Nightmarsh. Nightmarsh is
no,
hardcore in its own way, where like, yes, the time to kill hasn't
hmm,
changed, but the lighting is harsh, it feels brutal, it feels like a nightmare, and people
yeah,
like that because they like a game that has personality. So if you make it easier to get into but still difficult to master, versus difficult to get into because everybody has purple shields and you have white gear, and hard to master because you're using an overrun versus a Misraya,
yeah,
people would like it more, I think. It just,
yeah,
and it sounds
yeah,
counterintuitive to make it more hardcore, but like you said,
yep.
people
It's
understand hardcore mode, like in Call of Duty, right, where you just have less
Yeah,
HP.
I think that, like, especially now, right? Like we've had the news,
Post
it's
Elden
hit,
Ring,
right? Everything came out and everybody who was playing Ark that was just thought everything was casual. All that sort of changed.
yeah,
It's not the exact same. Everybody's opinions is now more understanding of what this game is, and you don't have to educate the market anymore. You don't need
yes,
to. So let's, stop pretending that we need to educate players and people and listen, they all got it out of their system. They wanted a battle royale at one point with circles and all those people are gone. Now we have a hardcore base that understands extraction shooters, that loves extraction shooters, and
and a base
also
that
you
gets
have a
marathon.
theme that is gorgeous. Like we want lore, we want the environmental storytelling to even go deeper, and I want to be lost in the space
We wanted events,
as opposed to, just being in normal fights. I enjoy the fights. I want them to feel good,
but I want to
but
explore.
yeah,
I
I
want to
need more
experience
depth.
the game that's not just
Yeah.
PvP, but like, if there's no PvP, if I don't see anybody for 20 minutes, I would like to still have a lot of fun doing
Yeah.
stuff.
Yep. And that would be that's my take so far, right? And like I said, I
Agreed.
think an episode is worth just sort of diving into it a little bit further. Ultimately, though, as a recap, this season was a 7.5. It was a good
Solid.
season.
It was an
It's
improvement. It's made foundational improvements to the game.
Yeah,
There's changes and new systems that
yeah,
have a lot of potential to be even better in the future. But
yeah,
they botched the launch, like internally. Like they physically made an oopsie. They unvirgined the olive oil,
yep,
by like thoroughly like destroying the economy, and then
yeah,
tried to retroactively nerf it after people have already steamrolled and
yeah,
snowballed to
yeah.
totally disregard all the nerfs anyways. So
And we need to, you know what I mean? That's the season, and again, it made the economy like kind of crazy. So it's like
it's kind of
we're
crazy.
we're
I'm
in
still
this
having
weird
fun.
economy.
Like
Yeah,
there's still
I'm
room to have fun.
listen. I'm
It's
gonna
just
hit
rough.
level 100. I'm gonna
Yeah,
hit my
I would too.
factions. I'm probably gonna play the crap out of Vault Breaker, especially if it
Oh,
feels great,
I am
right?
excited for it. So like,
Like,
we gotta talk. We gotta do something when Vault Breaker comes out, for like a week
oh
after Vault
yeah,
Breaker.
oh yeah. I mean,
We'll
we
do our
we even got to do something in the season.
yeah. We gotta
In
do
the
a second
season,
podcast this season.
we gotta do another podcast. We gotta do
We will.
a
We will.
Vault Breaker episode. We even gotta play together, dude. We haven't played this season. It would be dope. Again,
Yeah.
just hopping in there.
We will
I'll be
definitely
doing
like
some.
easily queue up a Vault Breaker. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah. and we'll have our fun. I think it's still going to be a cool season. I'm excited. Maybe even next episode we'll start to guess what's going to be coming for season 3. That being said, too, maybe we even save that for another episode. But
I'm hoping we
I
have like a
mean,
big patch to talk about for like the mid-season. Like I'm hoping
listen,
there's like some sizable chunks, you know?
yeah, yeah. I will say this. We hit 2 hours pretty perfectly.
Oh
It
yeah.
wasn't almost three. Look at us. We're wrapping up near two.
Yeah, 2 hours and
Um,
5 minutes, which is far
I
better
think,
than usual.
yeah, usually we're close to 3 hours,
Yeah.
so hopefully it's very palatable for
Congratulations,
you guys.
viewers.
Yes, we're working our way to maybe an hour, but that's a big old maybe.
Yeah,
Next
big
episode will
big
probably
maybe.
be really long.
I expect it will be. There's a lot of stuff that's going to
Yeah,
be in the
there's a lot of,
mid-season, so
yep,
I hope
it's
that
gonna be
actually
a lot.
I hope there's a lot of stuff in the mid-season. Maybe there's nothing and it's a really short podcast, but we'll see.
Well,
Um
yeah.
but do you have any last comments you wanted to make on any of the stuff? I think we hit pretty much everything there.
Listen, my last comments are be sure to check out Sato on
Oh.
YouTube. Check out his
Oh.
videos. He's working on some cool things with Destiny and he's
Hopefully marathon
also
stuff soon.
he's gonna be working on some cool marathon stuff. He's gonna be also, check out his gun videos because that takes a lot of effort to do. So, watch it. He's got some great info. If you're looking for some just voiceover stuff,
Check out
I'm
Justin.
always, yeah,
You
to
know,
go check out my channel. Again, it's just a girl VO. It's right there on the box. Okay.
gonna
There'll also
be
be a
gonna be
link. It's
collabed.
channel connected, collabed.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're in the future
So
of YouTube.
yeah, we have so much tech. So feel free to also check me out. Again, I do voiceover, planning on eventually doing some more content and more collaborative content, just waiting for certain people to get back to me. Anyway, but it's
You
going
know
to
who you
be
are.
yeah, you know who you are. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot cool. Like it says, I enjoyed this universe, and hopefully I will have some more future projects for you guys. But again, keep checking us out for Not Great. We're hopefully gonna pump out 2 more episodes before the season's over.
That's a reasonable goal. I'm
you
sure we can
know,
do that.
Listen, it was summertime. There's vacations. There's, celebrations. I had 2 people
We got
graduating in one weekend.
work and
It
there's
was crazy.
birthdays. Yeah,
There was
it's just
just so
overwhelming.
much stuff that was just coming up. And so it was just constant busy, busy, busy. But we're committed to this and it's a lot of fun and we enjoy you guys' reactions, your comments. Please leave a comment down below. Check us out when we go live for these. It's a lot of fun. We'll comment on your comments, and normally that turns into an extra 30 minutes.
We
But
dodged that today. But let
yeah,
us know down below who you disagree with more. If
yeah,
you were gonna start a fight with us, what would be like your top pick?
yeah,
If you're gonna get into a fist fight with us, which one of us are you punching first? That's like a real
yeah,
question, I think.
yeah. Yes,
Who
exactly.
who looks like they have the more breakable nose? I don't know.
Yeah, who do you think you could
I'll take
jump out
anything.
of?
I'll
You know what I
the
mean?
algorithm wants to know.
Or per usual, there's always somebody disagreeing somewhere with us about
Yeah,
the game.
marathon's bad because Bungie made it. Thank you very much. Why did you show up here? Uh,
Yes, but again, I love you guys. Thank you for supporting us. We can't wait to be pumping out our other episodes. Can't wait till we hit 10,
can't
which
wait till we
is
play
like
on
two
stream
episodes
together.
away. Yeah, yeah. We'll be playing, and I'll be like, what are you talking about, Sato? What's going
We're
on?"
gonna be retiring. Like we should play our first game together.
Yeah,
We
we
should
did
queue up
play
at the
end of
same time.
last season, and we got some purple tier stuff. I
We
think didn't you
did.
cut a video slice from that too?
I
Like,
probably did. There's
I think
probably
there's a
something.
video out there
I was like,
that
I
we
swear we
played.
played last season, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
no
I think
idea.
there's a video because I remember you had a bunch of gold tier loot from it.
I had gold
So
tier
check it
stuff.
out. Yeah, I'm sure
Shit.
we
I
were
probably
like
didn't
kind of
use it.
pooping on people. Yeah,
I pooped on that guy. We pooped
yeah.
on him.
We pooped on them.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
get the
anyway,
unstable biomass. You know what I'm saying? But
but
I
yeah,
thank everybody for showing up, for showing out and leaving comments. And even if you don't leave a comment and you don't like and you don't do anything, I appreciate you for turning on the video and giving us one view. So check out Justin down below. You will see him that link down there, and definitely follow on Twitch if you want to see one of these live. I don't make posts. I probably should make a post when we're gonna go live on these. I'll probably do that next time. My
Yeah.
bad. But thank you all for showing up and watching, and we'll see you all again very, very soon.